Joe Biden's fucking crazy, right? The week before, the media was like, he just shit his pants at the D-Day Memorial. Y'all see that too? Did anyone see this? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay, where he was like trying to like sit on a chair, but it looked like he was shitting his pants. I was like, that looks terrible, it looks awful. And then they scrolled to like a D-Day veteran who was like, oh wow, he shit his pants too, that's fine. It's accepted, it's fine there. I think that's where we are as a country, right? We can, like with the Ozempic and the fast food, like I did a safety wipe before I even walked up here. And there's never not shit on that piece of toilet paper, guys. There's never not shit on it. You know what I'm talking about? Like you just fart and you're like almost to 30 and you fart a little bit. There's shit on your asshole. And you eat ass. And you probably eat ass.
Yeah.
All right. That was from a couple weeks ago. One of my sets. Thank you guys for letting me indulge you there. Shout out to Everything's Funny podcast for that clip there.
Yeah. I think you should be commended for doing, community service, giving stand-up comedy outside the men's bathroom. It's clearly where you were standing.
It actually is literally outside a bathroom. Like there's a bathroom like right there. Yeah. They used to do that, Mike, with a place that had a big stage, but they moved because it was too expensive. Well, not too expensive, but they didn't want to pay $100 a time. And the guy in the bar next to that place it's a hatchet throwing bar. It's called the Ratchet Hatchet.
Oh yeah.
And he loved the podcast so much, and he loves comedy. So he was like, "You guys do it at my place for free."
Yeah.
And so people will stop throwing hatchets and come watch the comedy show, or they'll bring the hatchets with them.
Oh, you better tell a good joke.
Yeah, you better be funny. So that was a good crowd the other night. Welcome to the Swamp Creatures podcast. I'm Rob. That's Tim.
What's up?
This podcast has a 2-drink minimum. Tim,
yes.
You cracked open a label of something new. What do you got going on?
I took the advice of Joey, and I went ahead and got Heaven's Door. I think it was $65 or something like this. Joey's got expensive taste. Both bottles he recommended were near $70. Mm-hmm. But this is apparently Bob Dylan's bourbon whiskey, whatever. So I don't know. This is going to be pretty good. We'll try that. What are you drinking, Rob?
I didn't have a whole lot of time. I was working on some projects, getting this show in line, and then also some other projects. So I reached what was in the fridge, and it's a Big Mike's Hard.
Big Mike's Hard?
Big Mike's Hard.
Big Mike's Hard, y'all. Watch out.
Big Mike, dude. Big Mike's getting harder by the second, dude.
Yeah, man. It is.
It's terrible. It's awful. God awful.
Oh yeah. No, that shit is terrible.
Ugh.
It's been a crazy week, dude. Like a week ago, we were having, even like a week and a half ago, we were having completely different conversations politically. And now we've got, there you go. No, there's no trans flags in that chat. I'm not putting it up. But, a week and a half ago, we were having like completely different conversations politically about Trump and Biden, the dynamic, were they going to push him out? Weren't they? And now here we are. And it's just like every fucking thing, it has changed everything.
Oh, dude, 100%. I mean, yes, last week it was all about the assassination attempt. And this week, everything's, that's still going on. There's still hearings, and we're going to cover that a little bit. But now this week, before today, everyone was like, is Biden dead? What the hell is going on here? And, people reacting to that. Before we get into that, let's see.
Oh, did you watch Clint's rundown of the whole thing? I did not.
No, I didn't. So
Okay.
just to go over what happened last week a little bit and leave off on the conspiracies, I probably should have saved this till later, but our buddy Clint Russell over at Liberty Lock Pod tweeted this out. He said he's on the multiple shooter train here. He said, okay, I'm convinced that at least 3 rifles were fired, 2 of which were fired towards Trump. If anyone can debunk the research here, I'm all ears. This seems pretty conclusive. So we'll go over this maybe in a different episode, but we'll definitely go over more of it later. But I just want to play like a little bit of this video.
Coming to you today with rock solid audio proof that there were at least 2 shooters shooting at Trump and the crowd.
Okay.
and therefore the official story of a lone gunman is complete bunk.
Oh, now I'm buffering.
Well, yours
what
is
the
actually
hell?
buffering. Mine would just stutter. It's fucking stupid.
To my brother, John Peter Martin. And he died when he was 23, just a hole ripped out of my heart, and today's his birthday. So
He said he dedicated this to his brother.
Okay.
It's for you, John.
I watched a little bit of
I
this
know he
video.
would have admired this work, and I'm doing this for you, and that's why I'm going to be proud and loud about this. There were 2 shooters, so let's reorient ourselves with...
Yes, all the aids.
Yeah, so he goes over that in pretty good detail. Sorry, we're trying to get used to me sharing the screen and stuff. So
I got you.
yeah, but he lays out audio recordings and shows like which one sounds different than the other, and then he has good diagrams here. So definitely encourage people to go watch this video. Let's see. I don't want to get Clint Russell's name here. Let's see. Chris Martinson, PhD, at Chris Martinson on X.
I have to do something before we get too deep into this. Kelly and Joey are giving me shit because I'm mixing it. I'm too old for this crap, okay? I don't... I never was a straight liquor drinker, but because you guys recommended it, I will take a sip of this and kill myself for you.
You got to do it in a proper whiskey sip. You got to take in a little bit of air with the whiskey. And take it, yeah. I'm serious. That's how they do it. Every time I do it, it's like tastes like whiskey, tastes like bourbon. I don't have that acquired taste just yet.
It hurt more when I did that.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Actually, before I did that, I was surprised at how smooth it was. Now my mouth's all watery. This is why I don't do it. Look, I don't take shots anymore. I don't drink straight liquor anymore. Nope. I know what I like. I like to enjoy my night. This made me feel like shit. Thanks, Joe.
I mean, make sure you have the water prepared there. Yeah, there we go. I was gonna transition it. I wasn't ready. Ready. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah. He wasn't ready to transition.
How about this? I will set it up on that side, and then I'll lead up to it. So I played that video to show this tweet here, the MJ Truth Ultra. This has a video of Senator Ron Johnson. He's talking about a second shooter and how the Secret Service did not attend the 9 a.m. security meeting with local law enforcement there. And I believe on the show note, let's see, play at 37 seconds. So yeah,
sent a letter.
We'll go at 37 seconds.
There you go.
There we go.
You picked I think Maria Bartiromo might be the only person who with a voice more annoying than Kamala Harris.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But he talks most of the time there, so you get a little break.
Enforcement. We've gathered a fair amount of information. Again, we're just scratching the surface. But a couple of things that we found out. For example, the Secret Service did not even attend the 9 o'clock security meeting with local law enforcement. Pretty well put in charge the Butler County law enforcement to coordinate things. Law enforcement wasn't even on the same channel. The SWAT and sniper teams.
Senator, that was a 9 a.m. meeting on July 13th, the day of the shooting.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, Secret Service had been there for site visits, weren't even there. Kind of turned over some of the outer perimeter stuff to local law enforcement. They weren't even on the same security channel. So the sniper and SWAT teams weren't on the same channel as the patrol officers, and they weren't on the same channel as Secret Service. So they had to relay things. One of the things we found out is that we've got a more detailed timeline. This picture is now on the internet, but a photo was taken by the local sniper team in the AGR building at 5:14 of Crooks. So again, we had pictures of this guy. Why wasn't he intercepted? There's so many unanswered questions here.
The pictures were taken at 5:14, and he was shot at 6:11.
Correct.
Okay.
And again, we've got a more so I'm going to be issuing a preliminary report. It's preliminary. It's just scratching the surface. We're primarily going to release that report to solicit more eyewitness testimony. If you took video, save it. Make a backup copy. We can glean things in terms of audio and in terms of where the shots came from. Was it one rifle? Was it more than one? I've seen some pretty interesting video on the internet.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was waiting on him to say. He does kind of allude to they're open to multiple shooter theory.
Okay.
And that's coming from Senator Johnson here. And then even today in the hearings, there was some pretty interesting stuff. So we're gonna get into all of that.
How much of all this stuff did you watch? Because I did watch. I watched the first one with Cheadle before she resigned, and then I watched the one today with Homeland Security. I thought it was.
I watched the one today, a lot of it, and then I watched a bunch of clips from yesterday, just Cheadle just getting absolutely slammed down.
Well, I was going to say, like, one of the things that he said in there is that they weren't even communicating on the same channel. And the guy that did the testifying today in front of the Homeland Security people, his explanation for that was like, yeah, we have way too many people. There were a lot of people that we deemed to be suspicious during that day. Crooks was one of them. But, there was a lot of communication happening that day. It's not unusual to have multiple channels open to talk to. But one of the questions, and I know that from just being, my job, I sit right next to a maintenance guy, right next to a production guy, right next to a shipping guy, and they're all on different channels because there's communication that has to happen with each of those teams every day. So that wasn't unusual to me, and I think, Johnson will find that out as well. But one thing that they did ask that they didn't get an answer to was how many steps was it from, like, if you're an officer on the ground, a local officer, and you say, hey, that guy's got a gun and he's getting on a roof, is there like a mayday call that you can put in, or does it have to go through a certain series of calls before it gets to somebody who can pull Trump off the stage? Or like, what does that process look like? And they couldn't answer.
Yeah, no, it was
crazy.
terrible. It was terrible. She couldn't answer a lot of things.
No, it wasn't Cheadle. I'm saying the one today.
Oh, today? Yeah. They did answer a little. Like, at least they got
Cheadle
an answer.
didn't answer shit. I don't know.
No, she didn't answer
anything.
anything.
Go into
but
it.
like,
Yeah.
at least, we got a lot.
Okay, yeah.
But at least today, when they asked how many shell casings were there, the guy was like 8. There were 8 shell casings. Yesterday, when they were talking to Cheadle, she didn't give that. She wouldn't give any information. But another video just to lead into this. This is Trump. After the fact, so he was saying he was never warned of a threat in this video, but like this is kind of just setting the scene for the hearings today and yesterday.
No one told you not to take the stage?
No, nobody mentioned it. Nobody said there was a problem. And I would have waited for 15. They could have said, let's wait for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, something. Nobody said, I think that was a mistake. How did somebody get on that roof? And why wasn't he reported? Because people saw that he was on the roof. I mean, you had Trumpers screaming. The woman in the red shirt, she was screaming, there's a man on the roof. And then other people said, there's a man on the roof who's got a gun. And that was quite a bit before I walked onto the stage. So you would have thought somebody would have done something about it.
No one told you.
Yeah, so you would have thought someone would do something about it.
Yeah, and the excuses with Cheadle, it was like a whole lot of like, I can't answer that. It's currently under investigation, all this stuff. And with the people today, it was a lot of the same, but from like their answers were, well, I can't really answer that because I haven't seen the Secret Service report. So TLDR, both hearings were a complete waste of time. You got no new information.
No new information whatsoever, other than the fact that it just keeps smelling fishier and fishier to me. And here's one thing that I've noticed is anytime the FBI has been involved in any kind of investigation, they never give names, they never do anything. And this is Senator McClain or Representative McClain kind of hammering Cheadle on some of that dealing with the FBI.
You keep referring to the FBI. When asked how many shell casings were on the roof, you referred to the FBI. When asked if there were explosives in the car, you referred to the FBI. When asked if Crooks was acting alone, you referred to the FBI. See a common theme here? I can go on and on. My question is, who at the FBI should I speak with? Wait for it. Wait for it.
The FBI is responsible for the criminal
Is there a name?
No.
I'm not certain.
I'm not certain. All right, here we go. I'm not certain. I don't know. Let me ask a different question. Have you been in communication with the FBI?
Yes, I have.
With whom?
I speak with the director and the deputy director.
Okay. And what have they shared with you about this investigation? So I'll give you an opportunity to answer again. Did they share with you how many shell casings were on the roof?
They have shared with me the
Did they share with you how many shell casing were on the roof?
Yes.
Okay. How many were there?
I would refer to the FBI for
How
their
many
investigation
were there?
and their information that they need to share in their investigation.
So they've shared the information.
She wants to just refer back to the FBI.
Oh,
and
of course.
They just want to kick it down the road. And she did end up resigning after
Everyone tore a new asshole.
yeah, after everyone was like, hey, you might want to she was like, no, I don't think so. And again, here's another one. Yeah.
I got a theory about Cheadle, but I'll wait. Tell me when we're done with her, and I'll tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Your
going,
agency is-
you can go if you want to share because this is long. We got a lot of clips to go
Well,
through
I don't
here.
know how much of it's going to be Cheadle. That's why. Well, all I was going to say is my theory about Cheadle is that she probably wanted to resign the day after the Trump thing because everybody was calling for her to resign. It was very clear that this was going to be what would happen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I think somebody probably got in her ear and said, hey, listen, people want answers, okay? And we know you can't give any answers, and we're not asking you to give any answers. Just go put on a good show, plead the fifth, and then fall on your sword.
Yeah,
it's called a cover up, Rob.
Yeah, it's called a cover up for a reason. Yeah. Here's another one. This is in reference to whether there was a lone gunman or not. They asked Cheadle if there was one gunman.
It was a no-fail mission, and on Saturday, July 13th, your agency spectacularly failed. The failure resulted in the death of Corey Comprador and serious injury to two other rally attendees, David Dutch and James Copenhaver, besides the injuries to President Trump. It is unfathomable that a 20-year-old on the radar of Secret Service and local law enforcement before President Trump went on stage was able to climb onto the roof of a building with a rifle and fire off multiple rounds before he was neutralized. Was Mr. Crooks acting alone?
What's the point of that shot?
Again, I would have to refer you to the FBI's investigation.
Was he just a lone gunman?
I would have to refer you to the FBI's investigation for motive.
For you to these nuts.
Ooh, she still not answering anything, dude. Not answering anything.
No,
oh, sorry, you're good.
I got you. She never does. That whole hearing was 4.5 hours of complete waste of time. That's what it was.
And we're here wasting your time. Yeah,
There you go.
There you go. Sorry. This is a long video. This is from Alex Jones. Just can't answer basic questions.
Is it a supercut?
Yeah, it's a supercut.
Yeah, we should have done this one. This would be good. Yeah.
Indicate request is plural. So more than once they asked for additional help and you turned them down.
Bro, hey, pause for a second.
How many times did you turn them down?
They didn't.
Pretty basic question.
Sorry. They didn't show the way he started, dude, but he just went out there and he's like, so are you lying or what, bitch? Like, that's how he started. He just comes out swinging. He's like, so are you lying or are you full of shit? Which one is it?
That's funny. I wish we would have clipped that. That's good.
Yeah.
Indicate request is plural. So more than once they asked for additional help and you turned them down. What did they ask for and how many times did you turn them down? Pretty basic questions.
So again, without having all of the details in front of me, sir, what I can tell you is that there are times...
You didn't get briefed on how many times you turned down the Trump detail when they asked for additional help?
I'm sorry.
You didn't get briefed on that before you came to this hearing, knowing you were going to get asked that question?
What I can tell you is that in generic terms, when details make a request, there are times that there are alternate ways to cover off on that threat or that risk.
But that's not what he said. He said they were denied certain requests, some requests. This is your spokesperson, not me talking. This is the Secret Service talking. And what a change from absolutely false, unequivocally false to, oh, by the way, there were some times where we didn't give them what they wanted. That's a huge change in 5 days. And the fact that you can't answer how many times you did that, that's pretty darn frustrating, not just for me, but for the country.
I hear your frustration.
Let me ask you this. Were any of those requests denied to...
We understand your frustrations.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
We're sorry.
Oh, so sorry. Ooh, tell us how that hurts you.
President Trump's detail after you knew about the Iranian threat.
What I can tell you, again, I don't know the specifics, is that there are times when we can fill
Look
a
at her
request.
just shaking her head.
It doesn't necessarily have to be with a Secret Service asset or resource, we can fill that request with locally available assets.
You spoke to anyone at the White House?
At any point Saturday, did the Secret Service have an agent on top of that roof?
Sir, I'm sure as you can imagine that we are just 9 days out from this
It's 9 days later, and we don't fucking know.
Investigation. And so I want to make sure that any information that we are providing to you is factual.
You can't, okay. Why did the Secret Service not, can you answer why the Secret Service didn't place a single agent on the roof?
We are still looking into the advanced process and the decisions that are made.
Okay.
They're all getting pissed.
That building within the perimeter that should be secured. Do we agree with that?
It was outside the
The
perimeter.
building was outside of the perimeter on the day.
It was just outside the perimeter.
But again, that is one of the things that during the investigation we want to take a look at and determine whether or not other decisions should have been made.
One of the things that you said, I believe, in an interview,
white power.
There wasn't an agent on the roof.
We did it
because of the sloped roof. Is that normal? And do you fear that?
Oh, I think she tries to walk this
creates
back.
an opportunity for future would-be assassins to look for a slanted roof? I mean, this is a huge question that every American has. Why wasn't a Secret Service agent on the roof? And there have been reports that agents were supposed to be on the roof, but it was hot that day and they didn't want to be on the roof. Can you answer any of those questions, Director?
Can you imagine?
So I appreciate you asking me that question, Chairman. I should have been more clear in my answer when I spoke about where we place personnel in that interview. What I can tell you is that there was a plan in place to provide overwatch, and we are still looking into responsibilities and who was going to provide overwatch. But the Secret Service in general, not speaking specifically to this incident, when we are providing overwatch, whether that be through counter snipers or other technology, prefer to have sterile rooftops.
Who's all doing the investigating at Secret?
They need sterile rooftops. They need.
I don't know if you're going to get to it later, but there was in the hearing that they had today, there was I don't remember the guy's name, but they pointed it out multiple times. They're like, your excuse about like sloped roofs and shit. There was a 70-year-old congressman that walked out on the roof.
Oh yeah, no, we're getting
just to show like how stupid that was.
Yeah,
my favorite meme though was like how to block feds from raiding your house, and they put the wheelchair ramp on there.
Which is also, it should be, it's mandated by the government. Many places you have to have a ramp or something. So some slopes, just add them to your house and then you're free.
Right.
You're
good to go.
And that's legal advice. You can take that to the bank.
There you go.
Yeah. So just mentioning that, like today in the hearing, they walked back the slope roof hard. They because people went on a site visit. They walked on this roof. It was very safe to walk on the roof. I don't know why actually, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say I don't know why, because it's like I have a theory on why they didn't want to put someone there.
Right.
They wanted another person there, and he was there, and he was there. So you know what I'm saying? Like they allowed it to happen.
I'm still like, I don't know. I'm not ready to say that this was an inside job, but they're obviously fucking stupid.
Well, you're not. Are
I'm
you
not.
sure you're not?
I'm not yet.
Oh, chat, get him. Come on,
what do you
guys,
mean, get me?
Get him, chat. Yo, I know our chat. I think they think it's an inside job.
They might think it is, but I just haven't seen enough to say confidently that I think it's an inside job. What I think is there's a bunch of dumbass people who have other priorities, like this lady. Her priority wasn't security. Her priority wasn't, protecting Donald Trump. You have weak ass people. You see them every day in the workforce, especially where I work. You see all these people come in and they're always like, "Oh, I can't work today." We have in my office, we have a mental health fucking room where people can go to sleep, can just go. I say go to sleep because it's probably what they do in there. But all you have to say is, I'm having a tough day today. And you get to go 15 minutes paid in this fucking mental health room. And, this lady, she's done interviews before where she's talked about, she wants to have a certain percentages of different people working in her place. Obviously, security was not a main concern. The complaints about people saying, "Oh, I can't go on the roof because it's too fucking hot." Like in the military now, like it used to be, it's not like, it's what's that movie? It's not like Full Metal Jacket anymore, Like, it's not like that at all. Like, now they put you in fucking timeout. They give you a red card and they tell you to go sit down. They flag you like it's fucking soccer or some shit. It's not. These aren't the same people. Like, you're thinking about Secret Service as being this elite group of people who's sworn to protect the president, and that's what they want to do, and that's what they're going to focus on. I'm telling you, they're a bunch of fucking pansy ass dumbasses who are just gonna. Things like this can happen, and Crooks exploited that, and nothing's going to change from it. But that's not enough. It's what can be explained by incompetence doesn't explain conspiracy, or however you want to phrase it. You know what I'm saying? Is like, I can explain a lot of this with bullshit. What do you want to say? You keep moving us around. What do you want?
I was going to say this particular secret security detail was not the tippity top of the elite. But like, you're talking the Secret Service, they are well trained as far as like resources and what they have. Like, from the hearing today, we heard from one of the state police colonels, and then who I don't know who the other guy was, but he said
security guy.
Was he the Homeland? Okay, yeah. So they have drones in their possession. Secret Service most certainly has drones. Thomas Crooks, as the lone gunman, aka quote unquote lone gunman, had a drone in his possession. You're telling me the Secret Service doesn't have any kind of technology or resources to combat this kind of thing? And also, like, to go to what you were saying earlier with the roof and whatnot, they were in the building. They were in that building. They were up on the second floor with a vantage point through the window. They could see the roof. Now, whether Thomas Crooks was on the roof at the time or not, that's debatable. That's what we don't know. Whether they got called into action and then did like a Scooby-Doo, like I'm going in this room and the other guy's coming out of that room kind of deal, because that's what it's sounding like they're trying to say. They're trying to say that they had a vantage point of the window where they could see the roof where Thomas Crooks was, but he wasn't there, and then when they left the room, he got on the roof. It's like, okay, that's
very convenient.
That's very convenient. Yeah. So that's it's just all falling apart. And it's falling apart very fast.
Yeah, chat's disagreeing with me, and that's okay. Yes, I do know about the CIA, the FBI, and all the plots and all that kind of stuff. You just got to show me more. The thing about JFK is there's a lot of other evidence. We're not seeing a lot of other evidence. I'm seeing a lot of speculation. Maybe that guy with his audio thing can prove two shooters. Alex Jones keeps pointing to the water tower and the guy that's moving behind the little nipple. All that kind of stuff.
That's a big nipple. That's a big nipple.
The grassy knoll of whatever it was. Yeah, I don't know. I'm open to it. I'm just saying I haven't seen enough to say that yet. Right now, it just seems like a bunch of dumbasses.
Yep. Let's run through this some more because we do have
Let's confirm there was only one counter sniper who took one shot. Is that?
We had multiple counter sniper teams available
on the premises, but is only one took one shot? Is that correct, or only one?
She's like the breakfast thing. It's like, how would you feel if you had breakfast this morning? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like Tim Pool always brings that up. It's like something you can't prove, or you can't see. People are unwilling to engage in hypotheticals, and they just won't answer the question. That's what you're talking about, right?
Right. And this isn't even a hypothetical. This is an actual real question. But she's doing the thing still. She's still like avoiding it, just like a politician does. A political person, obviously, a politician. But like, she's doing it still, just not answering any of these questions. And that was the MO for day one.
Correct.
Okay.
Because I'm quite sure somebody saw in under your organization, the Secret Service. I'm quite sure somebody saw the shooter on the roof. So what was the communication through the chain of command to deal with said person?
What I can tell you is that when the individual was identified by the counter sniper, they took one shot and neutralized that individual.
But that was after the shooter already took a shot. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So what you're saying now is that the Secret Service did not see the shooter on the roof until after the shooter took a shot?
I do not have all of those details at this time.
Have you talked to the agents on the ground that day?
Yes, I have.
You've talked to all of them?
All right, in an effort not to repeat anything we're about to show, I played that first clip because it's like she is covering her ass right now. That is what she is doing by failing to answer that, because I feel like she she might not know. It's better for her not to know than to actually know what's going on. But, for him to ask her, what he asked her and her to give the, we're looking into it kind of thing, that is going, I'm covering my ass. That's what I feel that is. And Byron Donalds did a great job of questioning her yesterday. We have more from him to come. I'm just going to try and run through these because it's pretty fast. This is from Benny Johnson. Representative Anna Paulina Luna leaves disgraced Secret Service Director Cheadle shaking in silence after catching her in a perjury lie. Now, I don't really think I don't know. It's up for interpretation. This is.
Just give me the names
Regardless, very good line of questioning.
of the individuals who are in charge of your conduct for the rally.
I'm not going to release names.
Can you give me the
today.
titles? And how many individuals?
No.
Nothing?
We had a full advance team that was responsible
Who are
for advancing
how many
the site.
people are the final approval authority?
There are a number of people
Can you
that
give me
are
number?
engaged in approving
Can you
the
give
plan.
me a number?
No, I do not have
Okay.
a firm number.
Can you just confirm whether or not, I understand this is an open investigation, but in order to dispel conspiracy theories, have you guys been able to subpoena the shooter's Discord records, or has the FBI, to your knowledge?
I believe that the FBI is working on those.
Okay. Is it factual to say that you have not ruled out that the shooter was working with other people or persons?
Again, the FBI is conducting the criminal investigation into
Can
the
you,
shooter.
at least in an effort to dispel conspiracy theories, can you confirm or deny that?
At this time, we do not have that there were any other people engaged.
So you believe he's acting alone?
I do.
Okay. Have you been made aware of multiple eyewitness reporting that there was a second shooter on a water tower?
Second shooter.
I do not have any information related to any second shooter.
Okay. The reason I asked that is because according to testimony from multiple witnesses, they did report that. And again, to my understanding, there were over 40 sniper teams that were briefed by the Butler ESU. And I want to make sure that people are aware, if you're saying that there's not another shooter, that we are able to clear that information, because from this whole...
That ESU, we heard that multiple
That's the
times
local
today.
police, yeah.
Yeah, it's the combination of local police with other forces, so it's a joint unit.
entire briefing, it doesn't seem like much information has been able to get out to the American
we're running joint operations right now.
people, so I'm trying to dispel rumors, as I'm sure you understand. Was it true that Secret Service was present at the Butler ESU briefing?
There was a briefing between the counter sniper teams that were working
Secret
on the
Service
ground.
present?
Yes, to my knowledge.
Okay, I want to read you a report.
Okay, so I think that is the 9 a.m. meeting in which Senator, Senator Johnson was referring to in the video that we played at the top. That 9 a.m. meeting, Secret Service did not attend. So right here is where Senator Luna, or Representative Luna, is saying she caught her in the perjury trap, I believe. Let's keep it rolling.
From people that seemed to be throwing you under the bus and stated that they were in attendance and that Secret Service was not in attendance at the security briefing, according to individuals with knowledge, to also include that the AGR building where the shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks was located was actually not a part of their security perimeter for that. So there was not Secret Service present. It seems as though that when you were asked earlier from Rep. Kristamorthy about whether or not Secret Service was aware of a threat, you had said no, they were unaware of a threat. And yet, according to communications, again, from law enforcement that were in some of these group chats, they actually had reported that Secret Service was made aware of a threat at around 5:59 p.m.
5:59 p.m., so that's 12 minutes prior to Trump getting shot, because he was shot at 6:11 p.m.
Okay.
As a part of the command, including Secret Service, aware of messages and requests about information about the suspect's location. Can you please tell me if you have knowledge of that at all?
No,
Again, I think we're conflating the difference between the term threat and suspicious.
But you guys did have knowledge at 5:59 p.m. according to those group chats, did you not?
Of a suspicious individual.
Okay. Chairman, In my opinion, according to some of the testimony today, I feel that you have perjured yourself in some instances. And so I'm going to ask for a full review of the transcripts by staff. And if you find that to be the case, I do ask that you bring perjury charges against the director.
Get that
I
bitch.
will say this. It is very frustrating. And
Yeah, so she brought that, and dude, the way she kind of worded the she did answer yes. She did say, hey, yeah, we were in attendance at that 9 a.m. meeting, but she could also say, I thought this because of the, if they were to bring perjury charges against her. I'm trying to see if this next video is worth it, because y'all pretty much get the idea there.
Yeah.
On what's going on. Let's see what kind of bright idea I had here in this one.
Thank you, Chairman. Director, real quick.
Oh, this is Byron Donalds.
What time was Secret Service aware of the active threat against President Trump? Director, what time?
The Secret Service was aware that there was an individual who had been identified as suspicious, and that individual.
Can we get Keenan to play Byron Donalds on SNL as soon as possible? Because
oh, yeah.
That's perfect.
Was attempting to be tracked down.
At what time?
I don't have a specific timeline other than to tell
Director,
you,
it's been 9 days.
I understand.
At what time?
I want to make sure that I give you factual information, sir.
Director, have you talked to the agents on the ground that day?
Yes, I have.
You've talked to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Your senior team has talked to every agent that was on the ground that day.
Yes, we have.
Have they all corroborated the same time they identified the shooter, or they were made aware of the shooter either by attendees in the crowd or a local police department?
There are a number of reports of when those times were made.
Was it 5 minutes before the first shot rang out?
No.
Generally speaking, was it 10 minutes before the first shot rang out?
No.
Was it 15 minutes before the first shot rang out?
It was less than that time frame when it was identified as a threat.
How many days before the shooting took place at Secret?
So she says that it's less than that time frame, but she never gives a time. So she knows that it's less. She knows that it's less than 5 minutes. She understands that it's less than 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but she doesn't know when the time. She's not going to say when the time was to the public. That right there is she's caught. He caught her.
I'm telling you, dude.
In a trap.
She's there to fall on the sword. She's there to say, no. We sent the director of the Secret Service there, and she answered the questions, even though she didn't. But that's the talking point. She's there to fall on her sword for everybody else.
Representative Timmons also kind of ripped her a new one while it's loading. This is from Graham Allen on the Twitters, on the X's, whatever you identify this social media as.
It's a porn site disguised as a social media website. Isn't that right, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I have no idea what was asked, but yeah.
Isn't X just a porn site disguised as a social media website?
Oh, at this point, absolutely.
Okay.
But you know what? If Pornhub had actual news on it, we might get news a lot faster because X gets out news so fast. If it was up to CNN, you would think Trump fell because of loud noises.
Hang on a second. Before we get rolling, Josh, are you drinking with us?
I'm gonna have to go get a drink.
That's a no.
Hold on, you peer pressure and fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
We'll wait to play this video, or
he can hear it. He can hear it.
He's got AirPods.
There
on.
were additional Secret Service resources available at the former President Trump's event.
Who made the decision to deploy 12 to the First Lady's event and 3 to the Trump event?
The allocation of resources is decided based on the availability of personnel and their location and where they are, but there were sufficient resources that were given to.
Did you just say there were sufficient resources? President Trump got shot. Someone got killed.
Listen,
there were not sufficient resources, clearly.
There was
and it doesn't take 27 years of experience to know.
Yeah, so basically that one was just she just says there were sufficient resources. We obtained sufficient resources for this event, and rightly so, he points out, Obviously fucking not, lady.
Somebody got shot and died, fucker.
Yeah.
No, it was
Or not-
sufficient.
Bitch.
Yeah, you call that, if that's sufficient, then you need to resign. And that's basically what happened.
Here, I'll throw Joey a bone. It's sufficient if your goal is to get President Trump shot.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
might have been what their goal was, though, and that's the best part.
Thanks, Josh. Tim doesn't think so. I think so. That's what the goal was. And yet
I told you.
How do you not think it was their goal? Did you see that fucking like maybe okay, so maybe it wasn't the Secret Service's goal to get him shot. But the CIA definitely kind of nudged them and was like, "Hey, don't do anything. They're a guy. He's gonna be up on a roof with a gun. He's gonna look kind of weird."
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know why Joey wants me to flex on you with this bottle of Heaven's Door. Does that hurt your feelings? I don't think so.
Not really. I'm not that big of an alcoholic where what alcohol you drink is gonna hurt my feelings.
No.
I'd be more hurt if you like dangle some like rare exotic weed strain at me, like, haha,
right.
there's only like 10 pounds of this grown and I got an ounce of it or some shit.
And
The
one
last-
day when it's recreational and not illegal, we can be a 2-toke minimum podcast.
I used to buy this shit called Alaskan Thunderfuck. That shit was pretty damn good.
Rob,
What's up?
if you're not a bitch, then nothing's illegal.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
true.
I actually, thanks to this podcast and my comedy career, I had to clean up some of my social media. I was told by several attorneys in my job hunt that they were like, "Hey, we'll recommend you, but you have to clean up your social media." And I was like, "You guys,
What?
I know." So if you see me saying the N-word or anything on Twitter or anything like that, just be like, "Hey,
Shut up.
take this down." Yeah. All right.
Oh no, I'm gonna screenshot it and reshare it while tagging you 50 million times.
I know, and I had a fire comedy clip come out this week, and I couldn't post it ever. But all right,
Because you dropped N-bombs left and right? Is that why?
so I'm dropping bombs. All right, here we go.
Dropping-
Senator Fallon to continue this smackdown.
Fallon from Texas.
Fallon.
How did a 20-year-old loner with a week's notice pick the absolute best location to assassinate President Trump when the entire Secret Service missed it? Director Cheadle, in your leader...
Think about that question, Tim. Think about that question, Tim.
Read it again.
How did he
Say it again because
Say-
I was
Here you
I was
go.
looking at something.
Let's reverse
This is a damn good question, and this is a good question to
I love how
combat
I'm getting
your
grilled. Let's go.
this whole Secret Service is incompetent kind of thing. Even if they are incompetent,
They are.
the mind.
They are.
I understand what you're saying. The Secret Service is not the DMV. Let's not make that equivalent.
No, it might as well be.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And so, but one 20-year-old here. Here's the question.
Sure now
Yeah.
recognizes Mr. Fallon from Texas.
Jimmy
How
Fallon.
did a 20-year-old loner with a week's notice pick the absolute best location to assassinate President Trump when the entire Secret Service...
Because it's not that fucking difficult.
Director Cheadle, in
I know.
your agency got outsmarted and outmaneuvered
The best spot was actually the water tower.
by a 20-year-old. How can we have any confidence that you could
You're
stop
right.
trained professionals from a nefarious nation state?
Mm-hmm.
Those are absolutely questions that we need to.
Those are some questions.
There's definitely questions, all right.
Hey, that's your girl right there. That's a good question.
That's a good.
That's a great question.
Hey, that's a,
And I'm
you
going to
asking-
answer that question.
You asking some motherfucking good questions right now. Honestly, to be honest, you caught me off guard a little bit.
I know they're questions, but the fact of the matter is we can't have
I know they're questions.
that confidence. Director, do you have the ability personally, and do you have the authority to beef up security of any of your protectees?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right.
So were you also aware there was a credible threat President Trump was facing? He was facing a heightened security threat to a foreign adversary?
Doing to it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So given that there was an increased threat to President Trump's life, was he...
This is like when you're deposing someone for a slip and fall and they were drunk and wearing flip-flops and like overweight, and then you just ask them how many drinks they had and they're just like 5, and you're like, what were you wearing? And they're like, I was wearing stilettos, it was rainy. It's just like, okay, all right. Yep, all right. And just building the case against you here. This guy does this the whole time. Representative Fallon killed it. MGT's next on the docket, per se. I'm going to skip to about, because she absolutely flames her about 2 minutes into this. I think 2:40. We'll see if that's the right time. all these videos were like, because like they have 5 minutes. They have a 5-minute time limit typically, and so I tried to get like the best part of each of them, but there were so many spots where they just caught her in like a web of lies and treason. So it's hard. Yeah, dude. It's
A
hard.
web of lies and treason.
Alleged treason.
Do you have a timeline that you do you have a timeline
Oh,
at
this is
all
perfect,
from any of the day?
Nope.
I have a timeline that does not have specifics.
That's
So it's not a timeline.
shocking.
That ain't shit.
That is absolutely.
Do you hear the crowd audibly? Like,
yeah.
like laughing?
Absolutely unacceptable. That means you are a failure at your job.
Yeah.
Let's talk about things that are prohibited in Trump rallies. And I've been to a lot of Trump rallies.
No shit.
We went to the Trump rally at the Libertarian National Convention. And
Marjorie gets a lot of shit, but she's fucking great.
Yeah,
especially shit like this because she just rails him. She's like, "You're incompetent."
Yeah, she's killing it. And that whole 7 minutes was pretty good. Hot flame fire. Hot flame fire here from AOC unexpectedly as a Vigilante Fox at Vigilante Fox on X says AOC unexpectedly asked Secret Service Director a good question.
What's the question? Go down. Don't read it. Just play it.
Established earlier that the building upon which the shooter operated from was outside of that established perimeter, correct, for the Butler, Pennsylvania event?
It was outside of our secure perimeter, yes.
Now, that building was, I believe, 500. How far away was that building from the president?
It was approximately 200 yards.
200 yards. Now, the
For
individual
those that don't know, that's 2 football fields.
used an AR-15 in order to
Gotta speak American.
act out his assassination attempt. An AR-15 has a range of about 400 to 600 yards. My question is,
Point target.
why does the Secret Service perimeter, why is the Secret Service protective perimeter shorter than one of the most popular semi-automatic weapons in the United States?
There are a number of weapons out there with a number of ranges.
We got catapults. You got slingshots.
Dude.
You know,
You got blow darts. Bro, you gotta watch out for them blow darts.
there's a lot of things that are shorter than the AR-15 that we have to take into account, honestly. You talk about those air cannons that Disney World sells. Those things can hurt you. They have advanced technology since 2001 now. Those air cannons, believe it or not, would have knocked Trump's wig off. It would have been insane.
Rob, remember we were in high school, the Wasps?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
You forgot about the wasp, dude.
You gotta watch out for the Wasps.
Hey, dude, this guy definitely had some wasps on him.
It would have been off. We were letting off the Wasps.
And
Trump
for
would have
that-
gotten stung.
So for those of you that don't know, because I feel like I want to know if Joey's generation did this and like older people's generation.
Of course they did.
No, because
Joey's generation was like, "Yo, bitch, give me a pencil." Throw a hammer at him.
You heard of a hammer? It's like, yeah, what's that? No, it's just a regular hammer. No, but the wasp at my school, people started to, it's a folded piece of paper and you take a rubber band and you shoot it. People would take staples and put the staple in the tip of it and
That's how
then
you get
shoot
it to
it.
stick. You get extra points if it sticks.
It would, yeah. You get extra points. All right, so AOC sticks with the Democrats' line of questioning in this whole thing, which was stick to AR-15s.
Yes, Rob did it the proper way. Paper clips.
Joey, yeah.
Joey did it paperclips. Staples, I feel like would stick easier.
I think maybe he's saying that they fold the paperclip in half and shoot that as the Hornet rather than a piece of paper.
And that shit hurts. I mean, the paper ones hurt too, but not like the paper clips do.
No.
Not like the paper clips.
I can imagine that. Yeah. So some parent taught their kid that and was like, "Take that to school, Jimmy." Just show them what you can do.
I think it's just been passed down from the generations at this point.
Yeah.
You can bet it's like a dad and mom in their trailers going, "You don't take no shit from nobody. I tell you what you do. You fold that piece of paper, put a staple in it, and you fucking hit
Rob's
that
gonna have to watch
motherfucker."
out, Tim. Rob's going to have to watch out when he comes down to Miami, Tim. I'm going to be behind him at this meeting. Just wah, wah,
That's
wah,
right,
dude.
Dude, hey, fight.
Fight.
But we got assassinations dimp at the LNC meeting coming up. All right. This is just to wrap all of day one up because we don't have any day two. I don't have any day two clips. I was trying to work on it. We kind of alluded to what was going on day two, but this is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's a hot mic.
That's what we call a smackdown. It's not good either. You can't be happy about that.
So whether that was the people from ABC or someone in the room, that was a hot mic. Someone going, that shit was crazy. That was a smackdown on the head of Secret Service there. And as a little palate cleanser here to...
Oh, did you get my video?
I got your video as a palate cleanser. I got a couple I got the palate cleansers built in, baby. So that we don't have to worry about too much there. But I saw this video and it was hilarious. And I think after watching this video is what I think kind of happened. And so you shared it. And it's like, I don't see how you don't think this is how it went down. But
the video that I shared?
The video that you shared, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
How did it not go down like this? You know?
Okay, go ahead.
Building. The only building in front of the stage. Ah, that building. Maybe. Maybe not. How maybe not? You think it's necessary? I see a guy moving on the roof. Ah, the usual guys. Boss is very suspicious. He might be doing a parkour. He's lie down flat on his stomach. He's probably resting after doing parkour. He's looking towards Trump. Maybe the Trump fan tried to get a better view of him. Okay, he's pulled out a rifle. A rifle. Definitely a rifle. Can you tell if it's a real rifle? How I know if it's real? Maybe it's fake and we are worrying for nothing. It's a real rifle. Very strange. Boss, awaiting your orders. Do you see any clay pigeon shooting devices? I don't think he's practicing shooting clay pigeons. We need to be sure, Frank. Boss, now he's aiming towards Trump. Can you see his expression? What expression? His facial expression. He seems to be mad. I don't know, boss. Or is he looking at him admirably? I can't tell. Maybe he's just using the rifle scope to get a better look. Boss, if we don't act now, he will shoot him. Stay calm, Frank. I don't think. He's shooting, boss. Holy cow. He's still shooting. What do I do? Are you sure you don't see any clay pigeons around? No clay pigeons. All right, in that case, fire a warning shot immediately.
And, everybody's asking why is it in foreign languages? The answer is because this wasn't by an American. This is other countries reacting to what happened, and they can't explain it.
Oh my God! Have none of y'all lived through the early internet age and Fire Z missiles?
Oh yeah, dude! Ends of the world is what it was.
Ends of the world, Fire Z missiles.
Yeah, man. No, that's what that reminded me of too. But no, I think that explains it just as much. I think it's just a bunch of fucking retards, dude. I don't think it has to go much further than that. Like somebody wanted to kill Trump, and the retard got through. I'm open to it, but you got to show me the connections.
But
I mean,
here's a great video. This is Joe Rogan. And one of his latest podcasts with Sam Morrell. And yeah, let me start this at 1:16 so we don't waste time here.
Thank you.
There you go.
I don't think it's not real, but look, here's the deal. Okay, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Just want to be real clear.
Yeah.
But they have organized assassinations before.
Sure.
And when they organize...
Usually starts a war.
Assassinations, it looks just like that. And when they organize assassinations, one of the things they like to do is have some fucking loser kill the president, and then they kill the fucking loser, and that's a wrap. This kid kind of stops all the leads.
Oh,
everything's like, where does he go? So they have his phone. They say they can't get into his phone. Bitch, I know you read my text messages.
Yeah, why are you taking so long to break into this shit?
Phone? How can you not get in that kid's phone?
It's always
they knew that if this kid was going to go on the roof and shoot the president, they could talk him into going on the roof. Let's assume, not even this scenario, because let's not be crazy. Let's just say if you wanted to set up a scenario, we're going to have someone assassinate the president. You get some guy whose life is a fucking complete and total disaster. You either hypnotize him or you mentor him, you give him psychiatric drugs, you do a bunch of things, you get him to do it, and you know that once he gets on top of that roof and shoots the president, everyone's going to shoot him. And it's nice and clean. They never let those guys live.
My question is, though, how? Of course, but my question is, Do you want him actually to kill Trump in this scenario?
Yeah. They definitely wanted him to kill Trump. The Trump
100%.
Okay, so here, let me ask you this question. If you're saying that it's complicit, like they're being complicit in this, that they had some role to play in this. Okay, let's grant you that. Like that guy was just asking, did they want him to kill Trump? Okay, if your answer is yes, like this was a plan that went awry or whatever, why do it publicly? Why not hit him with the heart attack gun? Why not poison him? Why not do something else? Why not have his plane malfunction midair? Why do it like this?
I think
Because all that's going to do is make him a martyr. Like, unless you're trying to trigger World War or Civil War III or whatever, like, you know.
You know, I think you have some validity to that question. Why not poison him? Why not do something like that? And I don't know why it's their MO, but if you think that JFK was taken out via an inside job, which I think I do. I think I'm kind of sold on that conspiracy.
I think there's more evidence to that than there is for this.
I think there's a lot of evidence pointing to it right now, and it's only 10 days out from January 13th.
Draw the line. Show me the connection.
Show you the connection. I mean, the connection is
the biggest connection that I've seen is that his parents are psychologists. That's all you got?
No. I mean,
like
I don't know what that even has to do with it. I think the utter lack of
MK Ultra is what it has to do with it. I thought you were up on these conspiracy theories.
Okay, fine, whatever. But like, I mean, you're talking about ultimate incompetence. You're talking about people who were inside of the room.
Talking about general incompetence that you see every day.
No,
at work right now.
No, I'm talking about reckless incompetence. I'm not. This is not general incompetence. This is another level of incompetence.
No, it's not. Look at Disney.
Josh,
gentlemen.
Yes.
Josh, what do you have to say about this?
So, first off, Tim, let me connect the dots for you here real quick. And Joey kind of alluded to it here, but I think it even runs way deeper down the rabbit hole than that. But why do it public? All right, so you off Trump on TV, all over the media here. Horrible tragedy. You're going to freak out the whole country. So now what are you going to do? It's very quickly you can try to remove all the guns in the country because, hey, we just had the president just get shot and killed. This isn't JFK time anymore where that's not realistic. They're going to go, no, look at all of everybody dying from guns. Oh, my God. Look, the president died. As far as him becoming a martyr, they don't care. It gets rid of Donald Trump. Guess what happens when martyrs die? Power vacuums happen. Guess what happens when big figures die and leave large power vacuums? Rob, you've studied history, correct?
A little bit.
No, he doesn't know shit. Keep going.
He doesn't know shit. He's got the fucking deer in the headlights. Tim,
I may have studied history the best out of anybody.
Yeah, there's going to be infighting in the Republican Party. No one's going to take the center stage, and they're going to fight over who should be in control, whether it's the Lindsey Grahams and Mitt Romneys, or it's going to be, the other people.
And they spiral the drain until they sink.
Mick
Romney.
Yeah.
Mick
Romney.
Tag Romney.
Mick.
Okay.
He's got.
I understand your
17
point.
wives and 2 girlflings and 5
He's got
boyfriends.
binders of bitches. He's got more bitches than you do, Rob, so don't be mad.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Okay.
All right. So just to wrap a bow on it, Tim, I think in the 10 days, we have more questions and like everyone's
I agree with that.
Pointing conspiracy. Like, what do you think we're going to have in like a month, maybe a year from now? I think that's going to surmount to more than the JFK people.
I will say that in the second hearing today, one of the things that I learned, not from any of the people that were giving testimony, but from people that were asking questions, I can't remember the representative's name. There was somebody that was asking, he was asking the local police guy. He was like, I've talked to a lot of your officers, and while we were there on the site doing the tour, there were many of them that came up to me, and he made it seem like it was a lot of people, came up to him and said, there's more going on here than you think. And you're not getting to the bottom of this story. There's more going on here. So those people need to come forward. I think eventually they will, and we'll see how credible their stories are. But for now, general incompetence. You show me the connections and I'll believe you. But
general incompetence doesn't explain it. I think this is a higher level of incompetence.
No way.
It's a higher level.
That is malicious.
This is the world we live in today. I'm telling you guys.
Well,
you think that the Secret Service operates on some higher level and that these people are really good at their job. I'm telling you that they're just normal, everyday people who happen to get a job with government because they never got arrested when they were younger. And these people are fucking retarded.
You know what? Maybe these people, but that's not this ordinary standard. That's not the standard of care for the Secret Service. The standard of care for the Secret Service is former Green Berets.
See, this is what I'm saying. You're putting them up on a pedestal like they're so much better.
I mean,
and
I'll have to give Tim some like credit here. Like even Green Berets ain't really Green Berets like that anymore.
Okay, well, here's another thing. If I'm just a layperson and I look at an event and a security, like,
Rob,
what's going on?
Yeah, I know. Finish your thing. Go ahead.
I'm going to spot a fucking roof that has a direct line of sight to the president.
Rob,
I have no expertise in managing security for like diplomats or anything like that.
I will answer you with a fellow comedian. Think about how dumb the average person is and realize that half of the population is dumber than that. And many of them work in government. That's my answer to you.
All right. I think we'll see. I mean, we're going to keep following this story. Obviously,
absolutely,
it's a huge story of the year, maybe. But that'll wrap up day one of the hearing from yesterday, and day two just kind of ended today, and we kind of covered that a little bit. There's not a whole lot of clips out from it, so
there's no new information. All they kept saying, like Cheadle was saying that we're pending investigation, and these people today just kept saying, well, you'll have to ask so and so about it. It's always passing the buck. Nobody's taking blame or responsibility.
100%. And that's what happens when government's involved. No one's ever responsible. You cannot sue the government. They won't let you. But to tie a bow, to tie a bow on, unless they do let you, and they state when they do. But we're going to move on to our second segment. Obviously, huge news on the week. Joe Biden steps down. And if you don't understand how bad people hate Donald Trump, like, if someone's like, who hates him enough to go kill him? These people do. They have been fed lies after lies. This is not a fake reaction, from what I can tell. This is
this guy's fake news.
This is a genuine reaction. Have you seen this guy?
Yes, that motherfucker's not real.
Yeah. I was like, he's got to be faking it, right? This is terrible.
Yeah.
He's dropped down! He's dropped down!
It froze, but it's still playing audio.
Oh my God. This is angry gamer mode right here.
This is stick a remote control in your butt mode.
Yes! We were going to the same place. Yeah, the Wii remote.
Come on, play.
Nope.
Come on, do something. All right. It doesn't matter. I don't care too much about it.
Try it again. Just play the whole thing. We just won't stop it this time.
All right, we'll try and go back. Oh. Puppy Dog City.
He's dropped out! He dropped out!
You almost dropped your phone, dude. His black fingernails.
All right.
It paused it. It stopped us from the self-harm.
Yeah.
We won't get back to that now.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Can we full screen that somehow?
The biggest we can make it is probably that.
Can I? Let's.
No, you have to open image in new tab and then zoom.
We'll do that. Share this tab.
There you go.
All right. So this is the letter in question, boys. Is it real? Is it not? Joseph R. Biden, July 21st, 2024. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, aka building back better, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors and expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critical blah, 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 blah.
We're so great.
Yep. It has been the greatest honor to serve you as president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term and not shitting my pants. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. That's yet to happen, so we'll see when that happens. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all who've worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work, and let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have. There is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. I think he forgot that we were the United States of America at some point during this presidency. This signature here is the one a lot of people are talking about in question. This letter, titled Joseph R. Biden, is not on the letterhead of the White House, not on the letterhead of the President of the United States. This letter was dropped out of nowhere, it seems. It seems as if it was tweeted out. His campaign had no notice that he was dropping out. His aides had no notice. The White House had no notice. And this was done while he was in COVID sickness. So or like some whatever sickness was going on. He tweeted out he was sick. That was like a play on words because he ended up tweeting some other stuff. But he had, up until today, recently, a couple hours ago, he had been kind of gone, not spotted for 6 days, and dropped out of the race via this letter. People are calling to question this signature.
Okay, so you said that nobody was given notice that this was going to happen. Then how did News Nation get the story?
I mean, after it dropped.
No. They reported the night of the RNC convention, and we were watching, and there was somebody shared a link with us, or one of our people found it. I don't remember what it was, but we pulled it up, and it's a clip that's been shared multiple times now, where News Nation at the RNC reported that Joe Biden was going to step down as soon as Sunday.
Oh, I do remember that because we were covering it live.
So if nobody knew that this was coming, how did they get the information? And they were right, by the way.
They were right. They ended up being right. But if you do recall, there was a fight between like the Biden administration, the Biden aides, and the campaign. We played a video on the show that's
super gay.
Biden's aides, obviously super gay. But like his campaign managers, co-campaign manager or whatever, came on there and said, no, Biden's still in the race. Mm-hmm. And even afterwards, Biden said, I'm still in the race. I think people were leaking this. I mean, and Trump even came out prior to that, prior to the RNC, prior to his speech. He said, you hear Biden's dropping out. They're going with Kamala. Trump ended up being 100% right.
There were a lot of people in Trump's orbit saying that, like I told you guys when J.D. Vance was picked, he said that he would agree to a debate with Kamala as soon as she picked her running mate. Like that was his response after he was chosen, yeah.
So here's the thing. Knowing that Joe Biden has been pretty much senile, if you've been paying attention, right? And he's not the one running anything. The DNC or whoever's behind the deep state, whatever, they're the ones running this. They make the calls. They ultimately said, we're going to make the call. Joe Biden's out. Kamala Harris is in. And maybe he was sick. Maybe he had to go to, I think he had to go to Johns Hopkins Hospital, which was weird because normally presidents get treated at Walter Reed.
Walter Reed, yeah.
So that was another weird thing. So Joe Biden was out. Did they release this letter in opposition of Joe Biden and the Biden family to say, we're done. The whole party's made a movement, and we're kicking you out. You're done. You're done. I think that's what happened. Yeah, I think that's what happened, and he's having to go with it now because he was fighting them to stay in. We're going to play videos here in a little bit of Biden saying, I'm staying in. But let's take a look at the signature that was on that letter. It's at the top left. I want to try and zoom in a little bit more for you guys.
There you go. Yep.
That is the signature that was on the letter from the president, allegedly. And these are the other signatures. Notice it's different.
It's the big R. Yeah.
The R is bigger, and it's got a loop around it. This has a swoop. That's the first thing I noticed about that. The B, also very different. He's got pretty much a line and then a big body, a big belly on it. This has a regular B, almost a regular B. And then the Biden on it kind of has like an S, and then he writes, is it junior or senior at the end? I don't know.
Junior.
But that is completely missing from this signature, along with a letterhead. Or
Do you still have the original letter pulled up? Because I'm wondering if that clipped it out.
Yeah, I have. Here we go. Boom.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, here. This is better. That's better.
Yep.
We'll zoom in there.
Yeah. No junior. Okay.
It's like Joe Biden's.
Joe Biden-esque.
And that also is like it's like a line, and it doesn't even swoop like a J. It kind of comes back this way a little bit too. I had to look at it. I'm not a handwriting expert, but this is just something it's like everyone can see it.
All right, go back to the other one. They're all lines.
You're right. They are all lines. I got that right. They are all
The R's.
That one's still.
Yeah, but
the R is still.
The
different.
R is the big one. Yeah.
The R looks like it was like an afterthought. Like they're like, oh fuck, we forgot the R. Fuck it, just squeeze it in there. Nobody will notice.
Yeah, and it's like kind of darker too. Like it's a little. You see what I'm saying? Like
they did a little R and then they made it a big R. Yeah.
Like I don't know. Whenever I'm like trying to correct something, I make sure to like go over it a little bit more so it's darker and heavier.
All right, that was a good question. Do we have Jill Biden's signature to compare?
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't. No, I don't. I mean, I'm sure it's out there, but.
Well, to his point too, like how often do you think Joe Biden actually signs shit? Like, probably hands it to somebody else. But the point I was going to make is if you think that Joe Biden is diminishing daily, why wouldn't his handwriting follow?
That is true. That is true.
Hey, pull it back up.
Pull it back up?
Yeah, hold on. Here. Let me...
You're doing things. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? This is dead space.
I'm sending you guys a link here, but looking at the...
Episode content.
The Joe Biden one.
Oh, he pulled it.
It looks remarkably similar.
Ah, yeah. Jill's been signing all of his shit recently. Look at those bees.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be Joe. Look at the end. Look at how it is at the end with the Biden.
Yeah, let's let them get in here. Yeah. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Look at that bee.
That's as far as I can do. That's got the body on it like that. Yeah.
And then the N. Is that what you said?
Damn. When your own wife in on the coup.
Well, go back.
No.
I think his wife's been signing all of his previous documents.
His wife's been signing his documents. I think this is similar to his signature.
So what people are saying are his signature. Yes.
Yeah. So here we go. You see that? You see that?
The eyes look like apostrophes too. Go back and let's see.
You see that? Now let's look.
Okay, I don't see any eyes, but that B definitely how it's squeezed at the top.
Yeah. She can't break held habits.
Yep. So maybe Jill Biden has been signing all of his documents to date, and then he actually signed his own
letter. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I don't think he wanted to step down. I think they kind of made him step down. That's what I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, well, like
run with.
Nancy Pelosi for a long time was telling it, like she told everybody for the big boy conference, she said, "Don't just wait till after this, then do something." And then after the conference, there were a bunch of people that continue to come out after asking him to step down. And Nancy didn't come to his defense. Hakeem Jeffries didn't come to his defense. Only dumbasses like AOC came to his defense. Everybody else was saying, we'll let the delegates decide, if Joe Biden wants to stay, he can stay, like all this kind of stuff. There were very few people that were actually coming out and saying, no, Joe is our man. People like Harry Sisson.
And Harry Sisson did walk that back immediately. Now they're all happy.
He flipped, dude. He flipped.
They hive mind flipped. The old hive mind flip. This is from Kyle Becker. I thought this was good to kind of wrap up, like put it in like a good perspective. Let's recap this historic day. Joe Biden suddenly resigns via X. Weird. White House staff find out 1 minute later, so they found out via X or someone called them or something like that after he had done it. Joe Biden resignation letter not on official letterhead. Joe Biden's signature suspect. It was also underlined, I think, in the letter. Let's see. Yeah, we missed the complete underline there, but yeah, that was underlined. He never underlined any other signature. Steve Ricchetti helped write the letter. Jill Biden tweets heart emoji response. White House wipes Biden's schedule. White House chief of staff calls cabinet manage comms. Biden confirms a health factor. Family suggests Biden may have terminal illness. Joe Biden holds no live press conference. Where is Joe? This is before they saw him. Obviously, Joe Biden appears to be alive and walking at the very least. So
you gave it away. We were supposed to speculate on whether or not he's dead.
Yes, it's too late. I'm not gonna speculate when like most people know. I guess yeah, most people have seen him. But yeah, so that was a good recap of the day. But just to cut like. It's just so sudden, and to me, after like, here's a video of Joe Biden. Oh, after the debates, the debates, saying he was going to stay in the race, and now we have this. So it's just like highly suspect to me. You know, it seems like they're pushing him out.
What we're going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? What's he going to do? So here's my answer. I am running and going to win again.
A rousing reception here, but what about the rest of the country? Several members of Congress, including one Democratic senator, have called for the president to pull out of the race. Shortly after the rally, Mr. Biden sat down for an exclusive interview with ABC News' George Stephanopoulos, who pressed the president on what had gone wrong during the debate, why he'd been so exhausted.
Because I was sick. I was feeling terrible. Matter of fact, the docs with me, I asked them, they did a COVID test. We were trying to figure out what was wrong. They did a test to see whether or not I had.
So he says he was sick during the debate. That's what they were running with during the debate. But you know, right there in that rally, he was like, I'm doing this. And then before all of this happened, he gave like a 45-minute talk at the NAACP or to the NAACP. Right. And so he was making an effort to get more out in the public. He was making an effort to do that.
Irresponsible of Joe. Doesn't he know that COVID disproportionately affects black people? What the fuck is wrong with him? What a racist piece of shit.
And so don't take my word for it. Take Joe Biden's own word for it. This is him in 2020 or 2019 saying what he would do.
Here's Jack. I'm not sold. Show me Harry Sisson's signature.
Yeah.
I tried finding it. I can't.
You tried to find it.
Son of a bitch. There we go. All right, here we go. Take Joe Biden's own words for it. This is him in the election year of 2020.
And like I told Barack, if I reach something where there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign. We don't have that. We haven't, and we discussed it. Like I told Barack,
I remember her looking at him like, "Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you will, dude.
You damn right you will, big boy."
And he did. So, I think that's what's happening. I think that's the entire explanation, right?
That's the proper explanation.
No, plot twist. The whole letter was sent by Dennis. You guys are all wrong.
The whole nation owes Dennis $8.
That's right.
All right, so that brings us to the question: do we think that Joe Biden is sick or not? Was he being kept sick or kept away for them to do this? Did they make him sick? Did someone cough on him? Like, what's going on?
Heart attack gun.
Oh, he'd be done with a heart attack gun.
Hit him with the COVID gun.
That's right.
They hit me with a diabetes gun, dude. I don't. I'm still.
They hit him with the Wilford Bromley gun. Oh God.
I'll let Josh go first. What do you think?
I think they took advantage of him being out and like hiding in his basement in Rehoboth Beach in Delaware, and we're like, all right, Jill, execute Order 69.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they had him. He was sick. He was down for whatever reason. Maybe they gave it to him. Maybe he was sick on his own accord, and everything was wrapping up. And they're like, that debate went bad. You need to step down. He said no, and they were like, roll it. They rolled out the operation.
They're
that's
like,
what I think happened.
they hit him with the Fleece Johnson. They're like, Joe, we can use the easy way, or we can use the hard way. The choice is yours.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they definitely pushed him out. I'll say that. Like, they definitely pushed him out, but I don't know if it was behind his back or not. But the pressure was building before. Like I said, like Nancy Pelosi was telling everybody, wait till after the big boy conference, wait to see how he does, and then make your determination. She wasn't calling off the dogs; she was holding them back. And then afterwards, she didn't provide any cover. And by the time Joe Biden signed the letter to drop out, there was already so much pressure for him to do so that there was no other option. Whether or not that was forced on him, not there yet. But yeah, he definitely did it. They think it's going to be an advantage. I think it's a huge disadvantage. I don't know if that's where we're going next. But what is this?
So in that segment, Joe Biden's out, Kamala Harris is in, and so are the memes. So let's talk about Kamala Harris and her now being the...
She's under my table right now. She can't talk.
All right. So she, the Democrat Party is seemingly in lockstep in supporting Kamala Harris. You know, before they were talking like they were going to run Whitmer or they were going to run someone if Biden steps down or something like that. Nope, they did it this way. Joe Biden's stepping down, Kamala Harris is stepping up, and the memes are already memeing. This is from... Sorry, let me actually give her credit for this after this video.
I'll be running for president of the United States. And we have states. And they're united.
That was pretty good.
States should be united. And all the states now, well, they have a president to preside over them. Oh, that's good. And think about everything that we see and that we haven't seen yet in order to reside and live in those states.
What a dumbass.
But the question stands. Who will unite these United States? Oh, I'm good.
That laugh is so good.
Oh, her laugh is so on. So this is Estelle Palti, St. Palti, and that's not even the best one. This one is the best one right here. Oh man, let me play this. It's time, America. Can't wait to debate you. At Real Donald Trump, can't wait to debate you. Oh man, this is gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna buffer.
Rob, you have the worst Walmart internet I've ever seen.
It's actually the first time it's been this bad. It's
Yeah,
okay though.
something's going on. CrowdStrike's at it again.
Yeah, that's with all the IT disasters going on.
Well. You know, I knew this day would come.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it would come, you know? And I felt it in my ovaries. And I'll tell you something. I didn't think that sticking all those needles in that Biden doll would help, but here I am.
It's so perfect.
We're
She's
gonna
got
have
the
so
laugh.
much
down.
fun.
Oh, so she's so good. All right, that leads us into Kamala motherfucking Harris, who has at this time raised a record $81 million in the last 24 hours of her announcing that she was going to be the president nominee for the Democrat Party. Now,
bullshit.
That is bullshit, and I asked you, and I asked the people who stumble upon this clip or whatever to take into consideration this video from OMG O'Keefe Media Group when he confronted some people who showed up on a list for Act Blue.
Absolutely not.
In the amount of like $170,000?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So that's not you doing that?
No, it's not.
But does the frequency ring a bell that you're donating that much every like 10 times a day sometimes?
No.
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 Do you think someone is maybe fraudulently debiting your
be.
accounts or
They
something?
must be. Act Blue is the one I use for political donations. And I do not make that kind of political donations.
Right. So right here, it's 18,672 different contributions that total an amount of $170,000.221.
No.
Hell no.
No.
So I'm about to call Garland Riggs. He's the excessive small amount donor. 31,073 individual contributions were made under his address. He's 80 years old. He lives on the outskirts of D.C. So many people across the country, I'm going to call him and see if I can make a contribution in his name and see how he responds. He's either a victim of some type of conspiracy or he's a culprit himself. A lot of these phone numbers are available on white pages, on Google, and other apps where you can find people's phone numbers and information. Hey there, Mr. Riggs.
Yes.
James O'Keefe, just asking about those contributions we spoke on the phone. Have you donated to Act Blue in the past?
I don't believe so.
You're listed as someone who's given over 31,000 individual contributions to various causes for a total of $230,000 using your name in this address.
No, that's not us.
That's not you?
No.
Have you ever donated to Act Blue? Or
I think my wife has, but nowhere near.
Are you aware that people are using your name?
No.
Have you donated to Act Blue in the past?
I don't believe so.
You're listed as someone who's given over 31,000 individual contributions to various causes for a total of $230,000 using your name in this address. How much did you donate to Act Blue?
So would you say 1,000 a year?
Probably not 1,000.
Not 1,000?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Would the FEC records say that you've given $230,000?
No.
It appears that someone else may be committing a crime using.
Yeah, so whenever I saw everyone's talking about these grassroots, record-breaking numbers, to me, that video came to mind and how dirty the Democrats are whenever they say, oh, we're making grassroots money. Who's donating this?
Well, they could be using their name, right? Because I can go to lpf.org/donate and I can give money in your name right now.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. Like, but there's no real way of knowing where that's coming from if you do that.
Trace it to the bank account.
Yeah, I guess you could, but they had whatever records they had.
But the FTC only gives your name; it doesn't give your bank account. I'm not saying it's not fraudulent. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it doesn't have to come from their account. It can come from anyone's account.
No, yeah, 100%. But to me, whenever I saw that record-breaking numbers, it's like we're pumping the numbers up, baby. Like I don't know what names we're using. I don't know who is actually donating. They're pumping those numbers up. So
I don't disagree with you, but there were a lot of big donors that came out and said that they were not going to support Joe and they wanted him to drop out. And that was part of the pressure that was applied to make Joe drop out.
This is not counting like big donors. This is counting just grassroots donors.
Okay.
That is the 81 million is a number just from grassroots. She has a whole lot of other money coming from super PACs and whatnot. So this is just grassroots effort, and it's not coming from Act Blue. But I'm just saying this video popped into my mind whenever that happened. Now,
never gonna happen, Joey.
No, that's never. They will never. And you know what? Let them investigate themselves. They'll find nothing wrong every single time.
Well, they won't be able to answer any questions. Is what'll happen.
So Kamala and some of her campaign workers waltzed into the Biden headquarters, pretty much took it over. They gave a speech there today. Joe Biden appeared to be on the phone. We'll see what happens. Here's a little recording of what happened.
So anyway, I just want to say that these people fucking kidnapped me. They won't even give me any ice cream, not even food, regular food, until I sign some bullshit letter they want me to sign. But I am not signing that shit. I'm staying in the race. So let's go, Brandon. So anyway, I just want to say that these people fucking kidnapped me. They won't even give me any ice cream, not even food, regular food, until I sign some bullshit letter they want me to sign. But I am not signing that shit. I'm staying in the race. So let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Brandon.
I thought that'd be a good way to go into this because there is also speculation here on this recording. So, God, I mean, I hate to pander conspiracies. What am I saying? No, I don't.
No,
I
you don't.
love pandering conspiracies. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And this, people are asking, was this a recording or was this Joe Biden actually on the phone with Kamala Harris?
Okay.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call. And
she said recording.
Yes. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do. Everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe. Oh. It is so good.
I don't know. The timing was too perfect. It might not be, but she did say recording in the beginning.
Yeah, let's listen to that again.
To hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
On the call.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
President's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Because you can make other sounds like that's she's going to recording.
I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day.
That's a Freudian slip if I've ever seen one. To be honest, we do have long.
The timing is too perfect though, unless she's a really good actress.
Yep. So here you go. This is a thread of that clip and a longer clip. So let's see. I think this is.
Let's listen into President Biden calling into this campaign event.
But this COVID keep me out of people's hair for the next 3 or 4 days. But I'm going to be on the road, and I'm not going anywhere. It's kept me away a little bit, but I want people to remember that what we have done has been incredible, and we get so much more we're going to get done. And so I want to say hello to Kamala if she can hear me. I know she's going to be speaking shortly. And I want to say to the team, embrace her. She's the best. I want to call today to thank everybody in this effort. I know yesterday's news was surprising and it's hard for you to hear, but it was the right thing to do. I know it's hard because you poured your heart and soul into me to help us win this thing, help me get this nomination, help me win the nomination, and then go on to win the presidency. But you're an amazing team. But we've got a great. I think we made the right decision. I know how hard you've worked, how many sacrifices you made, and so many of you uprooted your lives for me, and the kind of commitment few people make for anything these days, but you made it. And I've been honored and humbled. I mean, this is from the bottom of my heart. My word as a Biden, that for all you've done for me and my family.
My word as a Biden. He said that. He said that
all
before.
the time.
He says it a lot. He does say it a lot.
And we built the best campaign in organization in history. I've been doing this. I always kid and say, I know I'm only 40, but I've been around a long time. I don't know of a better campaign organization, grassroots campaign. We have over 230 offices opened. We have over 2,000 paid staff, and we have literally several thousand volunteers on a regular basis, thousands of them. And they've been relentless and tireless and
Biden's buffering.
Biden is buffering.
Uh-oh.
Which is alluding to something we'll get to next, but I want to keep it playing.
Voters. The leadership of this campaign has been amazing. Jen O'Malley, Dillon, Julie Quinn, Michael Tyler, Rob Flaherty, Rufus on raising money, and so many more. You built this team. You brought them together. You brought us together. You've inspired them. and you've done what leaders do.
It's too much. Is there something he's gonna say?
God damn it! No, it's the fact that they're not really like stopping him. I want to see if they stop him at some point and ask him something, and then he like returns back with something.
Yeah.
Because like that would determine whether
he
it's
did it
a
with
call.
the Kamala clip, right?
Maybe a little bit. That's easy to like. If you have a recording ahead of time, you could be like, "I love you." Like that's. She said 2 things.
That's a lot for her. She can barely hold 2 things in her mouth, much less for. I can't.
She can actually hold 2 things in her mouth real good. Actually, Tim. Okay, so this is what you kind of alluded to here. So this is from the Patriot Voice at TPV_John on X. So according to a popular AI voice tool from 11 Labs IO.
Yeah.
The recording from Joe Biden is actually 98% AI generated based on analysis from Matthew Sabia. So he took that call right here. He took 20 seconds from the call and put it into an AI tool. So let's play this.
I know yesterday's news was surprising and it was hard for you to hear, but it was the right thing to do. I know it's hard because you poured your heart and soul into me.
Motherfucker.
Okay.
Let's just go on old 11 Labs and see if that's really all they probably used for this. So, upload. There we go. And let's see what we got. Yeah, looks like they didn't even really try.
98%, very likely.
Yeah, he only took 20 seconds of that clip, though. But at the same time, I don't know how good 11 Labs is. I'm not experienced with AI, but there's people already looking at it. So do you think, and do people in this chat think, or if you're watching this video later, comment and say, like, do you think it's AI? Do you think Joe Biden was the one talking, or do you think it was an AI tool and then maybe they typed the words in and Joe Biden said that? That's why I pointed out, you have my word as a Biden. You know, he says that a lot. He does say it a lot. If you put in thousands of hours of Joe Biden talking, you could definitely get something. We've seen what we have to the public. It's not good. Like, I can distinguish AI from other things. But what if they wanted to try? Do they have another level of that? What do we think?
I'm trying to let Josh go.
It's my turn? I mean, it's so super easy to fake everything nowadays with AI. So, I mean, it's so believable. And I think, you know, if we're going to call out the Kamala Harris Freudian slip of recording, you know, maybe she already knew it was an AI-generated recording of Joe Biden and that he really doesn't love all of them that much. And he's probably pissed off in his basement wanting his ice cream.
It's definitely plausible that it could be AI, but I don't like if you can get Joe Biden, like he stuttered a lot. He stammered a whole bunch, you know, him saying, you know, my word as a Biden, he does say that all the time. So that would make sense. Like people who stutter or people who have problems like speaking publicly will often go back to old lines or something that's comfortable. And so like my guess is that it's more believable that it's a recording than it is something that's AI. 11 Labs has been around for a while. Tim Pool's promoted them before. It's supposed to be a tool that's able to help you detect AI. But like you said, only 20-second clip. I don't know how accurate that thing is. I think it's more believable that it's a recording than it is that it's AI. But I don't know, like, what's the point? Like, okay, so he's dead.
So we can at least agree that wasn't Joe Biden live and in person on that call.
I say it's more plausible that it's a recording. It
doesn't matter. Recording, AI, fucking fairy godmother. We're all going to agree here. Joe Biden was not the one live. He was not live on that recall.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's more plausible to be a recording than it is to be AI, but I'm not convinced that it wasn't him.
Okay. I agree with Josh. I don't know what it is. I think it might have been a recording. 98% even from a 20-second clip is pretty. That's a high number for a company that holds itself out to be an AI, very large number for a company that holds itself out to be the best, maybe one of the best AI detection softwares.
2 less than 100.
Yeah,
98 2 less than 100.
Yeah, so like if I told you had a 98% chance of getting struck by lightning, would you walk outside? Probably not. I'm just saying it's a fucking large number, and maybe
it's
take
a large
bigger
number,
clip.
but you could test positive for COVID, and those tests weren't very accurate. So
yeah, but let's take a larger.
It depends on the tool, right? If the tool is inaccurate, then your results mean nothing.
Right, but I don't think the tool, I don't think the reputation of 11 Labs has held itself out to be inaccurate. Like you're saying, Tim Pool's promoted it, and it's been a company for a few years now. They live in the AI space. If you're gonna hold yourself out to be a company that detects AI, and that's what you do, if that single tool is ineffective, then you're not a very good company. And we can look into it further, but 98%, that's pretty high. That's pretty high. I don't know. Why I think it might be AI is because that was very clear and concise. You listen to that versus the debate or versus another Biden 60 Minutes clip or something like that. He's stammering a lot more. Yeah, they put some stammers in there. AI can do that.
Yeah.
AI can stutter. They can do that now. He was very clear, and in that thing, it does take a few things from I have my word as Biden. That's what AI does. It takes shit that if I sit an AI thing said do me a normal Joe Rogan podcast. He'd talk about DMT, monkeys, and a meteor falling on you from it knows the things that Joe Rogan said multiple times, and it puts that in there. That makes me suspicious.
What's the point? That he can't talk, and so you have to have AI generate a speech for him?
Not necessarily. The point is that he was against this whole thing. They're doing it without him, and they need to make it seem like he's going to be the crazy one coming out against them. That would be the point to me, I think. And they have to win over everyone who was in his HQ, who was in his White House, who was on his staff and administration. And that the only way to do that is have Biden on board. And they're not going to look into it.
It's a whole lot of effort for nothing.
For nothing, we'll see. Now, I want to go into endorsements of Kamala. Who's talking about Kamala? Who's on her? Who's getting on the same page as her? Who's speaking out against it? First one speaking out against it is RFK. Well,
oh yay! Everyone's favorite person.
Everyone's favorite person right
What's
now
up, Bobby?
in the LNC. Here we go.
You mentioned Kamala Harris, who you said that the Democratic Party appeared poised to put into that position. You were critical there, obviously, of President Biden's policy. What, if anything, is different? How do you compare yourself to Kamala Harris if she does become the Democratic nominee for president?
Well, I think, Kamala Harris is the party of war. She's a war hawk. The Democratic Party was always the peace party. Kamala Harris is a war hawk on Ukraine. She's a war hawk on China. I think that we should be figuring out ways to coexist with the rest of the world as best we can. Of course, we need to protect our national security. I think she's not going to do anything about the national deficit. I've never heard her speak about the chronic disease epidemic, I think she's a product of the corporate control of our democracy. And she's one of the authors of, in terms of civil rights, she has one of the worst civil rights record of any public official. She's the author of one of the primary authors of the school to prison pipeline. She kept 5,000 people, despite a Supreme Court order that she released 5,000 prisoners of nonviolent drug crimes who were illegally in California jails. She kept them in there saying that we needed them for firefighting and for other public work services. And that's just a modern version of indentured servitude, a modern version of slavery. She was one of the two leading public officials in California, which now has the worst education system, 49th in education outcomes in the country. 50% of the homeless people in our country are in California, and she was behind those policies. I don't think she has a good, I don't think, in terms of the traditional democratic principles, I don't think she has a credible record.
So, some pretty libertarian talking points from RFK. They're just bashing Kamala Harris for a good 2 minutes when asked on the spot about it. I don't know what his original presser was for. It seems like it's in front of a house, maybe his house or something like that. Did any of you guys catch this? What was the main point of this presser?
Just the shit on Kamala Harris.
Just the shit. No, it was. So I even saw a hot mic from this where like the AP guys were like, let's cut away from this. We don't need to. So
Oh yeah.
they were like whispered. So there was some other stuff to deal with this whole press conference, but that was his take on it. Here's RFK's VP pick, Nicole Shanahan, and her take on it as well.
After weeks of misleading and gaslighting the nation, President Biden announced today that he will not run for re-election. While this decision might initially seem on its face to be a positive development for the Democratic Party, here's why it's actually quite sinister. By choosing to delay this announcement until late July of an election year, Biden has hindered qualified Democratic challengers from having a genuine opportunity to become the nominee. Dean Phillips ran to offer voters an alternative, one that they might have preferred if they had known Biden never intended to seek a second term. Bobby Kennedy also pursued the Democratic nomination early on, only to quickly realize that the process was rigged in favor of Joe Biden.
Of course.
What the DNC, Biden, and the ruling class of the Democratic Party have done is corrupt. It's un-American and ultimately a grave harm to our democratic process. We are now facing a situation where the powers that be are self-appointing Biden's replacement.
So pretty much she goes into the whole fact that the DNC has planned this whole thing out, and they avoided the primary process because the party that talks about democracy doesn't really care for democracy all that much. They're like, we're just going to avoid this by saying we're going to run Biden, and then we're going to take him out. We're going to take him out right before our DNC, and then we're going to solidify around a single candidate, whether that be Kamala Harris, whether it be someone else, and everyone's going to be on board because that's what the Democratic Party does. And she points that out excellently. So does RFK and a lot of people. Even AOC, who flip-flopped after this, came out with this, and this is via Jack Posobiec on Twitter in the Charlie Kirk show. This is AOC before she hopped on the Kamala train.
And I'm going to say what a lot of these folks aren't saying. I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Kamala, Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just interested in removing the president. They are interested in removing the whole ticket.
Yeah, do it.
The whole ticket.
Yeah, getting rid of Kamala she's in, dude. Like, the Democratic Party can talk about how much they're in favor of democracy all they want. I remember super delegates; they still exist, and they're gonna choose who's gonna run in the party. You know, say what you want about Republicans versus Democrats, and they're all the same or whatever. At least the Republicans actually let their delegates choose their nominee. The Democratic Party has super delegates that supersede everyone else's vote. It was always going to be Kamala.
It was always going to be. Joe Biden was never going to be the nominee here. And we have a video.
I don't know about that. I can't say that because I said multiple times that he was never going to drop out. But yeah, I think now it's done deal. It's all Kamala.
Well, we covered the debates. We covered the Republican debates for president when Vivek was like, he called the DNC out. He was like,
there's many people that did call it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people called it. Vivek did it right in the debates. He said, Democrats, let us know who your nominee is going to be because we know it's not going to be Joe Biden, and you need to have a fair and free process. Getting people involved in the sports world who don't really give a F about politics. Dave Portnoy is not a political guy. He's like very neutral.
Yes, he is.
I think he's very neutral. He might even be left-leaning to me, but he came out and posted this video.
Okay, I got to do another rant here, and I'm going to get, hey, pizza man, stick to pizza. Hey, sports guy, stick to sports. People are sending that. Hey, shut up, you're dangerous. Ironically, I'm sure the same exact people who were so outraged when I think it was Laura Ingrams told LeBron to shut up and dribble a basketball. They were so outraged by that. But now...
Fuck!
But now, the circle of white shit is running around my mouth, and I can't help it.
I had this video loaded for so long, too. This is bullshit.
Oh, when I'm talking, they don't like what I'm hearing. Stick to pizza. If you're an American citizen, you care.
This is such a good video too, because he points out exactly what we were talking about.
Super delegates don't vote in the first round. It doesn't matter. Have you seen all the people endorsing? She's in. Dude. She's in.
Yeah, it does not matter. Do you remember Bernie Sanders in 2016?
About this country, you're always allowed to talk about what's going on in this country. So those people who are telling me, Democrats of all people, who are always the most intolerant, which is crazy, the extreme left, when they don't like what you're saying, it's suddenly shut up, no debate. So you shut up. Now,
you shut up.
Here's this rant. Again.
Tim, try to share on yours. I'm tired of the fucking buffering. Share on yours. You got the show notes?
Yeah, I got to pull them back up. Where are we at? Portnoy? Where's Portnoy? Portnoy. Was he blackmailed? No, that's not it. Coup d'etat. No,
it's Portnoy. It's Dave Portnoy.
I know who it is, but I don't see his link. I see Dave Landau.
No, it's under endorsements. Alex Soros, Dave Portnoy.
Under endorsements. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. We're all the way up here? Oh, shit. We got so long to go.
Nah, we don't have that long to go.
Hold on. Let me share screen.
I'll try and share other things, but that one sucked.
See how it goes.
Sports guy, stick to sports. People are sending that.
See if the crowd strike issue is striking us both.
Ironically, I'm sure the same exact people who were so outraged when I think it was Laura Ingrams told LeBron to shut up and dribble a basketball. They were so outraged by that. But now, when I'm talking, they don't like what I'm hearing. Stick to pizza. If you're an American citizen, you care about this country, you're always allowed to talk about what's going on in this country. So those people who are telling me, Democrats of all people, who are always the most intolerant, which is crazy, the extreme left, when they don't like what you're saying, it's suddenly shut up, no debate. So you shut up. Now here's this rant. Again, I'm a libertarian.
What?
I'm very much pro-choice. I don't agree. I'm not religious really at all. So there's a lot on the right I don't agree with.
He's a libertarian. We should get him to donate to the party.
Hate the left. I fucking hate the extreme left. And they are reminding me why I cannot vote for them. And I cannot vote for Kamala. Because not even that they're trotting out Kamala now and they whacked Joe Biden just like I said they were gonna. They trotted him out for the debate. The fact that they've hid for years that he was a head of lettuce from the American public. It's not that they go and say, hey, all these videos that the American people see of Joe Biden literally having a dementia moment and being out of it, deep fakes, not real. And then they just reverse course and literally force him to resign by threats. Who knows what they said to him behind doors or what package they came up with. Pelosi, Obama, Clooney, all pushing this old man down a flight of stairs. Forget all that. They did it fine. They hijacked democracy. No other way to say it. You know, Kamala, newsflash, ran for president in 2020. You know how many votes she got? 0.
Yep.
She was so disliked and such a bad candidate, she didn't make it to the first fucking primary. And I guess she's never going to have to get a real vote because she's been handpicked on purpose by the people who have been running Joe for the last 2 or 3 years. Now they're going to try to run her and trot her out. It's disgusting. It's a hijacking of democracy. They knew Joe wasn't fit before, and they waited. Fine. All that, fine. Take it with a grain of salt. For the Democrats, like a Rob Reiner, this is the tweet I saw of Rob Reiner that just sent me off. Democracy is saved. Kamala's running. And all these people now, AOC, you just said it was a coup 3 days ago, AOC. Now, Kamala. The Democrats and the left, the way they shit on our face and tell us it's 80 and sunny is so infuriating. Just admit you hijacked democracy. Just admit you don't care if fucking Mussolini or a head of lettuce was running against Trump. You hate him so much, you're willing to trample on democracy, steal the vote from the American public, the most supposedly important right an American has, the right to vote. You have stolen it from the Democratic Party. You have said you don't get to choose who runs for president. We do. A group of elite, small people are going to handpick and shove down your throat who you vote for. Just admit that. But this democracy is saved and America is saved. It's the lowest point for democracy in my lifetime. Just say you hate fucking Trump so much you're willing to do whatever it takes to beat Trump, and it doesn't matter what rights you steal, stomp on, or whatever, you're willing to do it. If you say that, at least I'll have an ounce of respect. But this democracy is saved when you've absolutely done the worst thing for democracy. It's like we're a third world country now, the way this thing's being run. Just say that, and at least I can have an ounce of respect. And for all the people who are being, Dave, you're dangerous. Dave, shut up. Dave, what are you talking about? Stick to pizza, stick to ports. You know not what one person who has sent me a message or tried to explain, you know not what one of them has done? Explained how I'm wrong about any of it. They're just like, shut up, shut up, shut up. If one person can explain how anything I've said is wrong, I'll fucking buy you a fucking boat and be your captain.
I'll take a shot at that argument just to try to have a boat.
Has done explained how I'm wrong about any of it. They're just like, shut up, shut up, shut up. If one person can explain how anything I've said is wrong,
I'll buy you a boat. Okay.
And be the cat. He said, and be the captain, which is.
I don't
cool,
want
captain.
to. No, I'm the captain. Get the fuck off my boat.
Okay, so what Dave's pointing at, like, he rightfully has this rant. Like, I see Agolf Twitler, who also has Trump, like a Trumpian figure in his icon there.
This guy's gonna make me retarded, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're not.
Listen, how can you? No, you're not. But even if you don't want to vote for the best post-pandemic economic recovery, what?
You're not considering inflation. You're not considering that the numbers that they're using are numbers from the pandemic.
It just
you
hurts
dumbass. Yeah, it's like.
Where's Mean Gene? We need him to fight.
Take a look at
fight.
Yeah, take a look at numbers prior to the pandemic. You're gonna tell me shit's not more expensive. You're gonna tell.
I'm sorry to derail. We don't have to go down this. What?
That's fine. That's fine. But he also mentioned that there were two names on the primary for the Democrats. Kamala was one of them. Yeah, as vice president, you dumbass. It wasn't for president. She had a debate. She went against Biden and Tulsi and all these people for president a few years ago. You know who mopped her? Tulsi mopped her. RFK just laid out in his 2-minute statement a host of reasons that appeal to libertarians why Kamala is terrible. She's god-awful. She is god-awful. Even Black Lives Matter is like not having it with Kamala right now. This is from WEAR, ABC3 in Pensacola. So congratulations for making the Swampcast WEAR. That's a new That's a new high for you guys. You guys only get.
Oh yeah, we did it.
Yep. So WER points out that BLM called for Democrats to host a virtual primary to determine who should receive the party's nomination ahead of the Democratic National Convention. Harris earned enough delegates Monday to win the DNC nomination, according to the Associated Press. Publication stopped short of calling her the presumptive nominee, citing potential changes leading up to the convention. The BLM press release noted, however, Democrats have alienated their voter base by not holding a primary to officially nominate Harris. BLM demands that the Democratic National Committee immediately host an informal virtual snap primary across the country prior to the DNC convention in August. We call for the Rules Committee to create a process that allows for public participation in the nomination process, not just a nomination by party delegates. So even BLM is calling out what is going on here and saying, hey, this is fucked up. Why? Because as we've covered this whole show, they knew they were going to do this.
They knew they were going to get rid of Kamala or get rid of Joe.
They knew they were going to get rid of Joe and run someone else.
They didn't in 2020.
Well, Joe said in 2020 that he was going to be a transitory candidate or a transition candidate, and he was always going to pass the buck. And then he changed his mind, and during the big boy press conference said, no, I changed my mind because I'm the best person, and with age comes wisdom and all this other kind of bullshit he tried to spin it as. Yeah. Oh, Simpsons called it. Oh, no.
Yeah, check this out. So if this is, if you're one of the Simpsons conspiracy believers, remember when we all thought that Lisa was Hillary?
You're wrong.
She might have been Kamala. She might have been Kamala all along.
I'm not entertaining any more conversation with Agolf until they define inflation.
Yeah, define inflation. Inflation is cumulative. Yeah. It adds on to the previous numbers. So add that 2.9%.
No. Before that, define what inflation is. If you consider inflation to be price increases, you have no understanding of economics, and I'm not wasting any time with you.
Welcome to the Swampcast, though. But take a look at this. She's wearing a gray sweatshirt there, so it's not completely normal. But Lisa is pictured in the White House. There you go. Simpsons. Are the Simpsons onto something yet again? Are they? What do you guys think?
Are they right again? Maybe Kamala is like, there's a lot of people, you're a conspiracy peddler, so you'll appreciate this. There's a lot of people believe there's a lot of people out there, and they believe in symbolism and the occult and significant dates and all this kind of stuff. So maybe if Kamala is one of those types of people, she might have saw The Simpsons and said, I want to manifest destiny. And she dressed up like Lisa. You ever thought of that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, she could. Speaking her truth, manifesting her destiny.
Her destiny.
Her destiny. So, going back to people who predicted this, everything that happened. This is Vivek Ramaswamy, who we were just talking about, mentioned in the RNC debate. Joe Biden's not going to be the guy. Put up your guy.
The should have been VP? Yeah.
Yep, should have been VP. This is him talking about it after the fact.
I have been dying to talk to you all day, and here is why. I spoke to you pre-debate, and you told me Biden would not be the nominee. You've been saying it over and over.
Look, I think that the reality is the managerial class around Biden has lost their use for him. This has been obvious to me since last year. Play out the incentives. He is not the strongest candidate they can put up. And these people, they have stopped at nothing to keep Donald J. Trump out of office. You think they're going to stop at this step? I think it's actually one different game they're playing, Kaylee, is they want this to happen as late as possible into the cycle. They want it to be in the honeymoon phase of a new candidate. Initially, you get that honeymoon phase before the scrutiny comes. If that swap out comes in August or even after August, they get to put up a candidate who will not yet have had the scrutiny, keep Republicans guessing. And that's, I think, the game that's actually going on here. And the reality is, I think there's only two viable choices, really, if you think about it. The Democratic Party is wedded to identity politics. The only reason Kamala Harris got that job, frankly, is because she was a black woman. Don't take my words, take it from the words of the Democratic Party itself, which leaves Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama That's where I predict this plot ends, and I don't think it's going to happen particularly soon. I think it's in their incentive to wait as long as possible, and that's exactly where I think the game goes from here.
Interesting. So August, and you named 2 individuals. In the meantime, we need to know what's going on with our country. Troops have died overseas. That phone does ring at 3 a.m., and I don't know that Biden's answering, and we need answers. Do you believe that Congress should use their oversight authority to subpoena whomever they can? I don't know if they can do this with current administration.
That's kind of all the clip I wanted to play. She does raise a good question there. If Biden's not fit for the next 4 years, he's not fit right now. And he hasn't been fit. And that's what everyone's been saying, obviously. Not fit. And by the way, we're not saying Trump didn't do anything wrong during the pandemic. We're of the belief in this podcast that he printed the most money up until Biden's administration, the most money cumulatively speaking, in that time period versus the history of the United States. So he equally contributed to the unemployment and the inflation. However, adding to it,
I can't
not
talk
good.
I can't talk to NPCs. Look, people are, like you said, like Vivek said, there's now calls for to impeach Joe Biden. I'm moving on. I'm done with that dumbass. Listen, there's calls to impeach Joe Biden over this. If Joe Biden is unfit to run for re-election, then he's unfit to currently serve in the office. I agree with that sentiment. I don't know how you could think it would go any other way. Comments.
No, I mean, I agree with it completely. Let's see. Let's take this. off.
You guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip past that. So apparently, someone is entering in articles of impeachment against Kamala Harris already, but I haven't looked into it, so I'm like curious on what's going on. This is gonna pose the question: do you guys think that this was a coup within the DNC, the Democrats, to get Biden out? So this is via Politico, a tweet. Biden's announcement was stunned the White House and campaign aides, who up until this afternoon were insisting that he would stay in the race. This was a quote. I don't know who it from. Said one Dem. Okay, so we're all finding out by tweet. None of us understanding what's happening. So that's one. This is another DC Drano. So this is obviously not mainstream media. This is his take on it. Dem elites wanted Biden out. Biden family wanted him in. So they waited until Biden was incapacitated with COVID and out of the Oval Office and sent a tweet and dropped out, filed all the paperwork for Kamala, got the media behind it, and now Biden can't unring the bell. It's called a coup. So do you guys think it's a coup? Do you think it's not a coup? What do you think?
Yeah, I thought we already established I thought it was a coup.
I'm going to say not a coup. I'm going to say the writing was on the wall and he just had to get out. There was no way for him to win. He set the stage. If you watch the Big Boy Conference, and I don't know how many people did, but if you watched it, he gave a lot of opportunities for people to push him out. He said, show me a poll where I can't win. Show me that it's impossible for me to win. Show me where anyone is saying that I should drop out. He gave all of these opportunities for people to push him out. And they said, okay, challenge accepted. And they went to him and they said, here you go. You said these things and now you're out. That's what I think. I don't think it's necessarily a coup. Obviously he didn't want to get out, but the writing's on the wall and he can't do anything else.
Yeah, I think he was being pushed out, and I think he was being stubborn.
Joey says Josh is right, so
Yeah, I'm right.
How about goes right? That's fine. I think he was being stubborn, and they did what Tim said, and they were like, Look at this old man. You see it? You see what's going on?
I think the calculation. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm telling you, they stuffed him in the basement in Delaware. He got COVID. His doctor's home, because it was funny because it was almost ironic that there have been reports that he would, right before he got announced, it's like he's not quitting unless a doctor gives him some kind of medical diagnosis that makes him want to quit. 3-4 days later, he gets COVID. 2 days, 3 days later, he resigns. It was as soon as that came up, I was like, he's gonna get COVID and just die or something.
Yeah,
he's gonna find out he's got cancer. His brother, one of his relatives, a cousin or something, was like, oh, we're happy that he's dropping out, and we're just happy to get as much time as we can with him. Something's up with Joey B.
Yeah, I want. Tim is too slow to adopt conspiracy theories. Fuck you, fat. Anyway,
hop on the train. Hop on the train.
Listen, look, I think that they're overestimating here. I want to respond to these couple things from Erica because I don't know how all the Democrats are finding us tonight, but welcome to the party. I don't think Trump is scared of Harris at all. I don't think that that's the case at all. I think that as more and more polling will continue to come out, that it's not going to advantage the Democratic Party anymore. I think Kamala is equally as unlikable as Hillary. And people are just not going to go for that again. And this argument here about Trump is now the old man. The issue with Joe Biden wasn't that he was an old man. It was that he was an old man who couldn't string a sentence together. Donald Trump is an old
shit his pants.
Exactly. Donald Trump is an old man, but he can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not well, but at least he can raise his fist up in the air. Joe Biden can't even walk up steps.
Right. So all this kind of
oh my God, dude, this is insane.
1 in 5 Democrats have already been polled saying that Joe Biden was the worst president.
Oh yeah, he did hear that.
1 in 5 Democrats, not 1 in 5 Americans, not 1 in 5 Republicans. 1 in 5 Democrats have already been polled saying that he was the worst president in American history and will go down as the worst president in American history. If 1 in 5 Democrats are saying Joey B was the worst president in American history, then, he should have activated Dark Brandon way sooner and, wrote that shit like a fucking tiger or cheated a White Castle.
Yeah, that's a Newsweek article that he's quoting there. But whatever. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and defend Donald Trump, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, Joe Biden is some cognitive genius that can run his own administration.
Don't pigeonhole us to be Trump supporters, which we're not. Just like... And
Donald Trump's at least entertaining.
It's just funny that it's like day one of this shit, and now it's the script's flipping. Everyone who was okay with having someone with Parkinson's, dementia, and whatever is now going to be like, Trump's old, he can't talk. You're old. It's going to be
probably
we're an upside down world now. It's complete opposite.
Trump's probably going to die in office if he gets elected. That's the reality.
Do you want to answer this?
Yeah,
do you want to answer this? Why do people want to vote for Trump? That's what Erica is trying to figure out. First of all, I don't think anybody here is voting for Trump.
No.
But what?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You better be careful there, Mr. LPF chair.
We'll see about all that.
All right, but anyway, why? But I think we can have an honest conversation about this. Why are people voting for Trump?
Why? Because he's fucking entertaining. It's like watching professional wrestling. Why are you watching? Because you don't know why. It's fucking entertaining, though. What are you getting out of watching two grown-ass, baby-oiled, hairy men rub up against each other and slap meat? Right. Nobody knows, but it's entertaining. It's exciting. It gets the people going. That's what Donald Trump is. Either you like him and he's entertaining because, he's saying shit that I like, or you don't like him and it's entertaining because you got something to shit on constantly.
Rob, you want to take a swing? Yeah.
People are voting for Trump because he has the appearance of an outsider. He has the appearance to his base who hate the FBI. They hate the CIA. They hate all these lettered alphabet agencies. They want to dismantle the system. He is not that far from the establishment as those people think, in my opinion. But my dad's a Trump supporter, and he firmly believes Trump's an outsider. And you know what? He is definitely an outsider because why else would the government try and take him out? Why else would they be prosecuting him with all of these cases, all this lawfare? They're trying to get him out of the race. They've been trying to do it. They tried to kill him.
And I actually want to address the other question that's also relevant in the chat now that we've gone around the circle on why does anybody think he's suitable to be president? He's not. No one's suitable to be president. Not you, not Trump, not Joe Biden, not Kamala Harris, not Joe Rogan. The only person who's competent to lead anybody in my head is me. The only government I trust is a dictatorship, and that would only be if I'm the dictator. So, why is he suitable to be president? He's not. He's never going to be. No one is except me in my own world where I run the world and I'm in charge and I'm King Jong-un of America.
I don't know how much clearer we can be. Let me pull this filter off. Listen, bitch. Nobody here is supporting Donald Trump. God damn it. How many times do we have to explain this?
It's because Democrats are like, if you don't support the Democrat, you vote blue no matter who. Yeah, you guys are in a cult. You guys are in a cult. I understand the Libertarian Party is a cult, but at least we can. Yeah, dude, it's like, God damn it, you guys. And she says she wants a better future for her children. You're gonna live in hyperinflation.
I want my children to grow up in squalor.
So
and
vote for
fucking
Chase
die of
Oliver.
Disease.
Yeah.
Wait, so vote for Chase? You can't say that.
So vote for Chase Oliver. We gotta chase Kamala. We gotta chase Donald Trump out of the White House here. You gotta vote for Chase.
There you go.
Chase Donald Trump out of the White House. Chase Donald Trump away from the White House. Shoo shoo, shoo shoo. Go away. Shoo shoo. Chase is going in. You're going out. We're chasing Joe Biden. Chasing Joe Biden. Already got him out of the White House. Now we're chasing Trump away from the White House. Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo Joe. Shoo shoo Donald. Shoo shoo Kamala. Shoo shoo.
Listen, I may have been mean to you. Okay.
Nope, you came to the right fucking place. This is Mean City. Get over it. Either you're going to survive or you're going to die. And if you die, then it doesn't matter because you're not going to be alive to carry
Darwin
anyway.
No.
All I'm trying to say.
Let's bring in outsiders because, like, she is gonna be the definition of like an older Democrat voter that's been voting Democrat for a while.
No,
Maybe
the
she
older
voted
Democrat
Republican, maybe
voters
won't.
are going for fucking RFK right now.
Well, that'd be good. I would rather them go for RFK than what's going on now. The Democrat Party has shown itself to be hawkish in every single war since I've been alive. It's shown itself to have terrible economic policy, just as the Republican Party has. And we're trying to bring you to the right side of things, which is stop participating in this dumbass system. You know, I miss Darlene too. All right. Speaking of death and dying, everyone was speculating that Joe Biden might have been dead. We got some high quality video here that says high quality video if it doesn't buffer.
100 proof video coming at your screen.
That says he's not dead. Here we go.
Struggling.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey, take a look at this guy and tell me he's gonna be good running our country till November.
No, he's cognitively able.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
I mean, it is a loud ass plane. He's old.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's loud.
You dropped out of the race, sir.
How are you feeling about Harris's campaign?
Can Harris beat Trump? Can
Does
Harris
he
beat
fall?
Trump, Mr. President?
That's what I'm waiting for, dude.
Joey, get your other hand on the rail.
Trump was.
Oh shit!
I got it. Yep. When is this? Well, they were asking him how he felt about dropping out of the race, so it was right after that. I think it was posted earlier today.
It was today, like like middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Here, play. Let's see.
I got you. Go ahead.
I'm trying to. I was gonna say play this one because it's still buffering. Okay, here we go. So I know the plane noise was out there, so that's gonna be the excuse for a lot of people. But this one, he's kind of a lot closer. This is from Fox News. He's a lot closer to the people asking him questions. Still doesn't answer.
Drop out, Mr. President. On the ground. Why did you drop out of the election? Was it a difficult decision to make?
This one's louder.
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty gangster.
You know
yeah,
what?
It was pretty.
Yeah.
But he was just kind of like, "What? Okay, fuck you. I'm walking away." Like, that was a full Donald Trump move he just did right there. What?
He made
That's
it
the
all
first
the
time I'm
way
hearing
up.
about this. You just told me this for the first time. I'm so shocked. But anyway, let me get out of here.
Yeah, pretty much. The fuck you doing, bro?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
It was super loud. Yeah, I apologize. I apologize.
Rob, what are you doing tonight, man?
Well, because that was the first sight. Those were the first sightings of Biden we've had in 6 days.
Yeah, everybody said he was dead.
Everyone is saying he's dead.
Yeah.
So
wrapped it up.
No, I mean,
what did Candace say? Did she say something entertaining?
Yeah, she said it was fake and gay. Here, can you play it? I'm tired of my buffering on my side.
It's just showing me bookmarks. It has
Yeah,
nothing to do with Candace Owens.
They're all. Uh-oh. it's in there then.
It's not. It's Ed Krasenstein and Dennis Misegoy.
I'll find it. No, that's your bookmarks. It's supposed to be my.
I don't
bookmark.
have bookmarks.
Oh my God.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to play that clip anyway.
Anyway,
No.
let's go here then. I'll go to the next one.
Yeah, go to the next one. That's fine. This is pretty funny.
We're living in weird times for sure, though. Tried to kill the president, which, whatever you want, the next one. So, I'm sorry, you can have whatever politics you want, but I think we can agree. Pretty obvious. Apparently the Secret Service is called that because when you see an assassin, they keep it a secret. Like there's a guy on the roof, they're like, I think he has a rifle.
Dave is pretty funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Glad he left Crowder, to be honest.
Here, this is a good time. Theobald Pike, did you guys see that clip on Jimmy Dore where Jen Psaki says that Dems are rigging it for Kamala? No, I did not see that. But if you want to send us some things, this is the Discord link. You can also find it in the description down below. Go in there, go to show suggestions, and drop it in, and we'll pull it up. Yeah, that's what it's there for.
100%.
Yep.
I like watching Jimmy Dore. That's where I get my lefty news from. But he's now alt-right. Apparently, he is alt-right. Former Young
According
Turks.
to some, he's now alt-right.
According to some. So that kind of brings us back to the assassination thing, and this is what Tim was referring to earlier.
Oh.
There was a sightseeing tour or trip that some senators and representatives took to Butler, Pennsylvania, and this is one of the representatives just walking around on the roof. Representative Eli Crane.
It is a fun Discord, and you should join it.
Guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took his shot. It's not that steep at all. We just had a 70.
Look at all those people on there.
On the roof easily.
Look at that
See
water tower in the
behind
back.
Me. Had Secret Service or anybody had
that big
sniper
nipple
teams up there. This guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof. He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see
that's the window. Yep.
Secret Service was supposedly in the second floor of this building behind. Makes you wonder why they weren't able to quickly dispatch the individual. And then behind me, back over here where those red roofs are, that's where the stage was set up. That's where the president was giving his speech from. A lot of questions here in Butler, but we look forward to doing oversight and getting to the bottom of it and making sure it never happens again.
Yeah. Good stuff there. Yeah, it doesn't look all that steep to me.
Not even that sloped. They didn't say steep. They said sloped. So what roof isn't sloped? I mean, unless you got like a flat roof. God, that's terrible.
What's this next one? I'm trying to burn through them because we've been 2.5 hours already.
Yeah. So we can burn through these. This is another conspiracy relating to the assassination attempt that's coming out now. So,
breaking new acquiredly cell phone data reveals that an individual who frequently visited Thomas Crook's home and work addresses also visited a Washington, D.C. building near FBI office. See, these are the kind of connections that I need to see, Rob.
Yep. So this is a big one, and if this turns out to be true,
but 1,000 Mules was bullshit, wasn't it? So,
2,000 mules?
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, cell phone data is not reliable, according to many.
I mean, cell phone data has been tied to it can triangulate you through water tower or not water towers, cell phone
through water towers.
Through water towers. Yep. I mean, another conspiracy there talking about water towers. But yeah, no, people can triangulate your location via. That's how they try. Remember the guy who stabbed those girls in what was it? Idaho University this past year. He like went in there and he started killing people. That's how they got his location was through cell phone data, and they were able to point out that he had visited that home in that area at least 9 times or more leading up to him going in there and murdering those college freshmen and sophomores.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, they use
No.
cell phone data all the time. But yeah, keep going.
What's this?
It's like
Austin Private Wealth shorted 12 million shares of Donald Trump's stock on July 12th. So here's everything that you need to know about Austin Private Wealth. Because if it's not an input error, it's definitely not intentional, right? As you can see, an event starkly reminiscent of strange trading activity just before the what attacks in 2001? On July 12th, do keep in mind, a day before July 13th, 12 million. Ironically, Austin Private Wealth's highest shareholders just so happen to be BlackRock and Vanguard. So what is a put option, people might ask? Well, like it says here, I pulled this good article that explains it very thoroughly. Ironically, a put option is an investment made by someone who expects a company's stock price to fall. I have no idea why they worded it wrong right there, but this still explains it pretty clearly. People who engage in inside trading by put options can make 5 times or sometimes even 100 times profits, depending on how quickly the stock plummets. And like it says here, hypothetically, if Trump did die in the assassination attempt, his
That's basically all you need to know. A lot of people shorted Trump stocks.
Before he was supposed to be assassinated, they were going to try to make a bunch of money off of him.
The day before. They can't get enough, honestly. These people.
Me neither, dude.
They can't get enough. Yeah, we need more information. So that's another conspiracy that's being floated around, and I guess we can kind of leave on this. I think we can cover the other stories later. Honestly, as throwaway stories. But
What do you want, the Spike Cohen one?
No. The I think Zuckerberg, dude. Zuckerberg, like admitting that that what happened was badass. This is pretty crazy to me. I think Dana White and the UFC have a lot to do with this because he's been hanging out around like a lot of MMA guys recently.
I've done some stuff personally in the past. I'm not planning on doing that this time, and that includes, not endorsing either of the candidates. Now, look, there's obviously a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I mean, the historic events over over the weekend, and I mean, on a personal note, it's, seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life. But look, I mean, it's and I think, look, it's, at some level as an American, it's like hard to not get kind of emotional about that spirit and that fight. And I think that's why a lot of people like the guy.
There you go. There's your answer. Why are people voting for Trump? There's part of it right there.
Yeah, there's part of it. That spirit. Yeah, I mean, that is one thing. So, yeah, that's good. Mark learned his lesson from 2016 and 2020 and not listen to the FBI when they're like, hey, why don't you throttle some of these? Yeah. Throttle some of these posts that are going. There's misinformation going around, Mark. We just don't want any misinformation on a huge social media platform. The government asked you to do that.
Just delete these things.
Yeah, delete these things and keep these things on there. Like there's not an invisible hand pushing it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that that there's not a lot of interference like there was last time. Hopefully, we'll see. Sounds like he's saying that he did a lot of things personally before. Is that like the Facebook censorship, or did he give a bunch of money? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like in 2016, leading up to the Hillary and Trump election, that's why the Twitter files was so big, because it showed that the FBI was colluding with social media companies like Facebook, like Twitter, to get rid of information they didn't want on there. And so they were picking and choosing with the help of companies what information was good and what information was misinformation. You know which information was misinformation? All the Trump stuff and like all the libertarian leaning stuff, like all of that misinformation, all the stuff that Biden and them put out, or like Hillary and them put out, always good. This doesn't get flagged. Same with YouTube. The FBI has infiltrated these big organizations, and we knew that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people still don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest, the clearest indication for normies, I guess, would be the Hunter Biden laptop story. Like, that was the big one. I think that kind of woke a lot of people up to how controlled all this shit is. There you go. You want to go to Chase? Did he do good? I didn't watch it. Did he do good?
I do want to go to Chase, and we'll leave on this note, because if you're in here going, okay, I know the system's fucked now, what do I do? don't participate in it or protest vote. One of the guys you can vote for is Chase Oliver, and this was at Freedom Fest, the free and equal debate. So I believe Chase Oliver, the Libertarian candidate, Jill Stein, and was it Cornel West participated in this?
Here's my campaign pitch. Do you think voting for president is gay? Vote for Chase Oliver.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Chase should adopt that. Hopefully this plays. If this doesn't play, then switch to yours.
To tell a story about the arbitrary and damaging nature of these lockdowns, I had a friend of mine who ran a flower shop. It was her life's dream to run a flower shop. She loved flowers. She could name every flower out of the book. And her business was closed down during COVID because it was deemed unessential. Now, what was not closed down was the Lowe's Garden Center down the street because Lowe's sold essential items. And so that business got to stay open. That business was somehow shielded from COVID. No one could catch it in Lowe's, but only in the flower shop. And my friend's flower shop went under. It didn't survive. And where's my friend work now? At the Garden Center at Lowe's. She works for the big man now because they were allowed to stay open. They were allowed to keep their businesses going. And the last thing I want to say is Dr. Stein said we need to get Big Pharma out of the FDA. We need to get the FDA out of our government. We do not need an FDA. Now, when it comes to poisoning air and water, I agree with you. We need to have clean air and clean water. When a company poisons a community, they should be able to sue a company without any tort caps. Let a citizen jury bankrupt the polluters. That'll be a free market incentive to make sure it's never happening again. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to put that in the hands of bureaucrats to say, we can only allow this much poison in our water or that much poison in our air. Hold companies accountable, sue them, take them to court, have a citizen jury bankrupt these companies. But when we remove tort caps, because right now, when they pollute, they get a slap on the wrist. And who created those caps on torts? The government. Because of the debt and deficit spending of our government, that is what creates inflation. When the government prints trillions of dollars out of thin air, it devalues the dollar that is in your wallet. That devalues the dollars that you take to the grocery store to fill up the grocery cart, the dollars you use to pay for your rent, the dollars you use to run your business. And it's time for that to stop. But I also want to talk about the insidious tools that the Fed are trying to use right now to remove cash from our society, namely the CBDC, central bank digital currency. It should be opposed by every single person in this hall with every fiber of our being because it's going to remove the ability for us to privately transact with one another, to privately move our money around as we wish, because the government will know every single purchase you make under a CBDC, and that is how we get to the social credit score nightmare that we don't want to be living in. These aren't just wars that are fighting out of the altruistic nature of wanting to help people around the world. These are wars for profit. These are wars that profit a military-industrial complex that makes money by killing people all over the world. And we allow our tax code and our budget to fund these things. Frankly, Boeing, you can build something else. Raytheon, you can make something else other than bombs. I am so sick and tired of saying we have to kill people around the world to make our economy strong because we make weapons components in these congressional districts. That is BS. That is justifying the murder of innocent people for the profit of a military-industrial complex to which you don't get profit off of. They do. And so if we want a foreign policy that's rooted in peace, we have to examine first why we're not having that. And it's because we have a military-industrial complex that makes the money off of the death, makes the money off of the misery. And I can think no more unjust, disgusting way to make money than to do it by killing innocent people around the world. Here, here. If you're not
Oh shit! Sorry. There we go. Yeah, no, that was a great video.
The Chase Wiggle dude, Barfo's here. He knows the Wiggle dude. He's got it going on.
He does get a little wiggle worm in there, and that's. I mean, he preaches 90% of the shit that I agree with, to be honest. But
are you saying, like Pablo said, that 60% of the time he's right 100% of the time?
It's a great quote. It's a great movie. One of the best movies of all time. I like this comment here from Jack Burton. Shit, if this mad lad spends his time talking like this instead of coding off Winkies, I might vote for him.
There you go.
And that's the thing. That's a deal breaker for a lot of people, man. A lot of people, that was a huge deal breaker for. He doesn't want to cut off the Winkies. He just wants to make them not work as good anymore. But anyway, yeah, Chase did a good job at the free and fair debate. What do you did you see anything from that, Josh? What's your takeaway from that debate? What Chase is doing right now?
Unfortunately, I had a lot of personal shit going on during the time the debate was, so I haven't gotten a chance to sit down and watch it. Nope, it's okay. But I mean, the highlights I have seen, he kind of stayed on point. Everybody likes to talk about like the cutting off Winkies shit. Like, The only time that ever seems to come up is when somebody with a weird obsession with kids' genitals seems to want to bring it up to them. So I mean, if people keep having this weird obsession with like
Don't put
wanting
that
to
on me.
like talk about little kids' genitalia and like children's genitalia, but I mean, like if that's your thing, that's cool. They have total websites for that deep down in the Mariana trenches of the web. But
Don't encourage that. Don't encourage that on this podcast.
I'm just
please.
saying, if that's what everybody's interest is, because I hear so much about like little kids' genitalia for like some weird reason, and like usually only weirdos talk about kids' genitalia, but I'm hearing a lot of normal like people talking about kids' genitalia.
Listen, you've said the words "kids' genitalia" more
I
times
know,
than
it's
I've
crazy.
ever
That's
heard.
how much I hear it anymore. I feel like I need to say it more. I mean,
It's
like,
making
I don't feel like I'm
everyone
talking
feel.
enough about children's genitalia.
It's making everyone feel weird.
Children
It
sounds
should
worse
make
than
everyone
kids.
feel weird when you're talking about kids' genitalia, like it's fucking going out of style. Like that's just your obsession. Like
It is.
not
It's
the
never been in
economy,
style.
not ending the wars, not
Yeah.
having not fighting inflation. We're talking about kids' genitalia constantly. It always circles back around to, okay, well, he's good on the economy. What about little kids' dicks? Like, oh, he's good on fighting the wars, but what about little kids' dicks?
He's
Like,
the one
why
with the
you
weird
talk-
stance. He's the one with the weird stance on it.
But why are you talking? Why do you think so much about little kids' genitalia so much? Like, why do you like children's genitalia?
I
Michael Jackson talked about.
No,
Michael
I think
Jackson thought about it just as much as some people do. I see on the
No,
internet.
no, your
Oh.
framing is disingenuous.
Y'all like the climb trees too, Rob?
I do like to climb trees.
You like you never climbed no trees before, Josh? Is that what you're saying, Rob? I need to climb some more trees.
The fuck are you talking about?
It's a Michael
You're
Jackson
saying if there's
reference.
grass on the
Anyway.
field, we got to play ball. That's horrible, man.
One of my favorite.
That's what Chase is saying. He just wants hot
That's
kids.
not what he's saying at all, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to talk about little kids' like the only time I've ever heard Chase talk about children's genitalia is when somebody else brought up and like insisted that they talk about kids' genitalia like some weird.
No, he's
I'm just saying.
He has a stance.
I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, when somebody brings it up, I mean, I have a stance too. If somebody's going to bring it up and force the discussion with me, like, yeah,
no, that's also disingenuous because it's a known
it's
stance.
not disingenuous. You all like, there's a very Rob. I'm not saying it's not disingenuous. There is absolutely a lot of talk about children's genitalia when it comes to Chase, and I'm just very confused though. Why we have such an obsession when Chase comes up about thinking in our heads about children's genitalia? It's
Okay,
fucking weird.
okay, for a sec, you know what's weird is that
What's weird is thinking about children's. We're still talking about children's genitalia.
Why is he?
Even now.
Why is he talking over me? I'll mute the fuck out of you, Josh. Why are you framing it as in the people who want to protect kids from like this whole woke mind virus?
Y'all done?
No.
No.
I'm not done. Let me make a point.
No.
Because why are you framing it as
this
in
was
these people are obsessed with kids' genitalia when it really should be they're protecting against this whole wave of insanity. And you know what? Just for that, let's bring up this clip. Let's bring up this clip of Elon Musk talking about his kid.
Dump truck got you, dude.
Yeah, Rob, you need to have a seat before Chris Hansen.
I
comes
think
out and wants
she's
to talk
talking
to
about
you,
you, sir.
I think she's talking about why
Laura,
why so many
please
people
enter the stream.
are focused on children's genitalia. I'm just asking questions to get answers here. I'm trying to understand.
Josh, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, bud. And
I'm looking at
like,
the numbers
what's going
here,
on.
and as an adult, as a parent, I'm very confused as a parent why there is so much obsession with children's genitalia in American society. Right now.
Let Elon Musk tell you why there's so much obsession with it.
Listen, before you get to Elon, this is the discussion that we had on Outlaw Thoughts. I think that some people are they have different priorities. Josh is saying, he's great on war, he's great on inflation, he's great on all these different issues that were laid out in that highlight reel. Why are people focusing on this one issue that they seem to have a problem with, kids' genitalia, whatever? Those are their priorities.
Because, and that's the thing too, everybody's like, oh, well, we're just trying to protect children. We're just looking to protect children. Like, bro, first off, you're sending your kids to fucking public school, so you're not really trying to protect your fucking children.
Don't speak for me.
I'm not, the royal we. You send your kid, most of the people talk about this, send their kids to public fucking school, so you already lost me fucking there. You pay taxes that go towards all of this fuck shit, so you already lost me there.
You're fucking putting your kids in these situations.
That's a good fart noise. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, you're putting your kids in these situations to begin with by allowing them to interact with these fucking losers. You lost me again here. Like, the people who are telling me they are here to protect children are not actually protecting children. They're not. All they're doing is saying that I want the government, the people who are fucking up the kids, to fuck the kids up my way. Because it's just, they're going to look to fuck them up a different way. That's all. None of these people are actually protecting kids. They're not actually doing anything to help the kids. They're just saying, hey, government, I want to offload my responsibility of protecting my children onto you. It's like the kids who send their fucking kids to public school because, I got to go to work and, I got to figure, like, somebody's got to take care. And I'm like, no, fuck you and everything you stand for. Me and my wife both work full time and we homeschool our kids. You fucking figure it out and you make it work. It's like you're sending your kids into this shit and you're expecting anything less than fucking disgusting, fucking disturbing to come across to your children. You're letting the state educate your kids and you're wondering why they're coming out all fucked up. Maybe instead of protecting your kids by getting the state to kind of be weird now so they can be even weird later, because guess what? When the left takes it over even further, they're going to do even worse than what they're doing now off of the back of you defending kids. Because that's what the same shit they did. Let's mask the kids to protect the children. Let's give them the jab to protect the children. Let's do this shit and that shit to protect the children. That's why all these kids nowadays that are like fucking like 8, 9 years old are all fucked up. They have no social skills. They can't dig their fucking face out of their cell phones because they're fucking retarded and fucking whacked out. And you want to talk about protecting children? Raise your fucking kids and be a fucking parent, you dumb dickheads. Don't wait on the state to save your asses. Be your own fucking hero. Take care of your own children. Stop worrying about other fucking kids' genitalia. Worry about your own kids' genitalia. Because guess what? If it's like I say, you go to a new beach, everybody keeps their eyes above nipple level. There ain't no fucking problems. It's when you start looking down and checking out everybody's dick that's fucking weird. No different. If you worry about your own kid's fucking dick, you won't have to be worried about everybody else. Everybody worry about their own kid's dick. Hey, if Judy down the street wants to chop her fucking kid's dick off, cool. That's fine by me. Not my kid, not my fucking problem. You're going to give my kid a competitive advantage now because your kid's going to be fucked up because you chopped his fucking dick off. Cool. I'm not worried about other kids' genitalia because that's none of my fucking business. And honestly, it's fucking weird to think about kids' genitalia.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what you say about protecting kids. It's fucking weird and it's fucking gay and you're a fucking faggot for doing it.
Okay, 100%, but
stop fucking thinking about kids' genitalia, you fucking pedophiles.
Dude, I'm 100% with you, but the state. Okay, but the state's the one pushing this, and Chase is okay with that.
Yes, and Chase wants to end the state. Chase wants to get rid of the state. If he wants to abolish the Department of Education, if he abolishes the Department of Education, all the gay weird fuck shit that y'all are talking about goes away. Because there's no fucking weirdo fucking rainbow colored teachers fucking telling your kid you want to chop his dick off.
To be fair to Chase, he does say leave it in the hands of the parents, and I say give them all Darwin Awards. I'm happy for it.
There you go. And I'm
Right?
also there with you. I'm also there with you on that.
Yep.
Yes, leave it to the parents. Let the parents be fucked up losers. We should alienate and ostracize those types of people from society.
I love our chat. We just troll the shit out of each other. It's great.
Protecting kids is gay. That's what Josh says. Josh flipped the script. He called everyone who likes to protect kids gay. That's what happened.
No, he called them pedophiles. But
He did call them pedophiles. He did. So that makes.
I said people who think about children's genitalia are pedophiles.
Yes.
And that's the truth. Because if you think about little kids' dicks and little kids' vaginas, you're a fucking pedophile. You deserve to be called a pedophile. And if you don't like the fact that you're being called a pedophile, well, maybe you need to stop. Go take a look in the mirror. Figure out why you're uncomfortable being called a pedophile when you think about little kids' genitalia. And then hold that discomfort and learn to get comfortable with it.
Okay, I can also not be for like genital mutilation, religious genital mutilation.
I can agree with that, but I don't think about little kids' genitalia.
Shut the fuck up!
Bro, why do you think about little kids' genitalia?
I can also be for against like African religious genital mutilation and still not be thinking about African pussies and clits all day, dude. It's a false equivalency you're drawing. Yeah, I am thinking about African pussies and clits all day. As a matter of fact,
little kids, African pussies and clits. That's pretty fucking weird, Rob.
That's not what he
That's your words. That's not mine.
No, that was what you implied there, sir. We can roll back this beautiful bean footage.
I'm gonna clip all of this.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're gonna clip.
I'm gonna clip all of
the
this.
clips are gonna be great on this.
In the bottom corner, I'm gonna count every time Josh says "kids genitalia."
There you go. There you go.
It's gonna
be like the
Limp
shit
Bizkit.
counter.
If I say "fuck" 2 more times, 46 fucks in this fucked up rhyme. Like
I
kids
can't rein it in.
genitalia, kids genitalia, children's genitalia. We're just gonna add to the number.
It's okay to protect children, Chad. I just want to let you guys know.
It's okay to protect children. It's not okay to think about children's genitalia, ladies and gentlemen. That makes you a fucking pedophile.
I see. So that's
so I was tricked into doing this, and it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs. Anyway, and so I lost my son essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
all right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Fuck you, Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm so sick
So-
of it lately.
Fucking Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
Right.
It's not pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
So-
that's a good
yes.
reason to be the final straw.
Maybe if you guys
Right,
are
so
better
let's-
parents,
So I vowed to
they could've been
destroy the
fucking whacked out.
woke mind virus after that.
So Elon's on a manhunt, like, to kill this woke mind virus now because of this issue specifically. Because
Is he
it
gonna
hits home
warp
to a
speed
lot
the
of people.
vaccine?
No, he's just going to think about kids' genitalia all day, Josh. That's what Elon Musk
Fucking
is going to do.
pedophile.
Fuck yourself.
Well, good thing he's from Africa and they don't think that shit's weird over there.
Oh my god.
He's from South Africa. It's very different than the area.
Yeah, it's more
Africa.
racist.
Yeah, they should split him. They should divide up that whole country.
Look, it's okay.
I'm in favor of a 50-state solution in Africa.
Look, Elon is now donating what $45 million a month
yeah.
to the Trump campaign because of this stuff. So when you talk about this issue and you want to play it down like it's not a deal breaker for a lot of people, think about how hard it hits home. It's a sterilization for the family, and
Whose home
think
does it hit?
about people who really care a lot about this, like Elon Musk is just laid out here. One of his million of kids. It still hits hard. He's going to be like, fuck it. I'm donating millions of dollars to the Trump campaign now because this shit sucks.
And that all that tells me was that Elon was a bad fucking parent for one of his kids and wasn't there enough.
The man's building rockets. He doesn't have time for this.
It sounds like he should have been. So it sounds like he didn't care about protecting children until it was too late. No.
Maybe you're right about that.
I think he's right about that. That one you can be right about.
That one you can be right about. You know what? And
no.
that's a sacrifice you got to make to go to Mars, Josh. And
I get
free
it. Trust
speech.
me. I want to be one of those first million people on Mars, but at the same time, I get it. You know how you defeat the woke mind virus? You just never let it in your home to begin with. You get that big old needle out the closet and you stick it right in the butt of your family and you go, nope, we're vaccinating you against woke mind virus.
Why has it got to come out of the closet?
Because it's gay.
Hey!
I think that's it. I think we're done.
The needle has a big rainbow on it. I forgot to mention that part. Big rainbow rattlesnake on
needle.
there. Yeah, big gay needle. Just boop,
funny.
right in your butthole. Feels like peanut butter going in. It's like a penicillin shot, bro.
That's thick.
I know you've had a few of them, right? Haven't you, Rob?
That's thick. Nope, never had to do that. That's
No,
fun.
never penicillin shot? I'm
No,
surprised
dude.
for you.
I'm also surprised.
All right, we're going off the rails here now.
Yeah, we are.
That's what we do.
Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to plug myself. Follow me there, R. Vincent Comedy. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the pod on Rumble or YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all of that. We're on there. I got some comedy dates coming up August 22nd and 23rd in Pensacola and Panama City Beach, so stay tuned there. And then I'll be in Miami for the LNC debacle of a meeting that's going to ensue. And me, Josh, and a number of other people are
I'll be
We're
there.
gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So if you're in
I'm taking
Florida,
these boys to space.
yeah, we're gonna drain the swamp for sure. So if you're in Florida, come hang out. Josh.
Oh man, yeah. If you're coming down the LNC meeting, hit me up on Twitter. Shoot me a message on Discord. I actually live relatively close to where they're going to be hosting it, so I might try and host a little get together over at my place. But yeah, come if you haven't already, come donate to my campaign. Let's see how many children's genitalia count we get at the end on the clip. I agree with Joey. We need a ding every time I say it because that'll make it even funnier.
Yeah.
But yeah, come check us out. JoshuaHalafka.com for my campaign. LPF.org if you're in Florida. LP.org. Donate some money. So, donate a little bit so we don't have to take some more off RFK's hands if we can help it.
There you go.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. And one last time for the show, children's genitalia. Yes, that's what y'all need to be done.
Listen, follow the show at Real Swampcast. Make sure you join the Discord. That's where I want to keep kind of trying to push people because, who knows? Elon's kind of wavered a little bit on his, freedom of speech platform a little bit. So come join us on Discord. What?
I got a hundo on anybody who can get Elon Musk in the Discord.
Oh, good. A hundo. You're going to need more than that.
Yeah, I think so.
Look, I ain't got Elon Musk money. I'm offering Josh Halafka money here. Now, if Elon Musk wants to add to this to get in our Discord, by all means, we will take an absolute sponsorship from SpaceX, Tesla, The Boring Company. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you got, Elon, we'll take. You can, we need the sponsors.
That's right.
And really, we need your money. So if you can help us all be full-time podcast, Elon, we're looking for you.
100%.
Josh, stick around after. Anyway, join the Discord below. The links are in the description there. If you're on Twitch or something like that, you're going to have to come over to YouTube or something because Twitch is gay. I'll have to put the links in there. Anyway, and then help us get to 1,000 subs like Josh was talking about. We're trying to get to that next milestone there so that we can do this shit all the time and have more content for you guys. Anyway, that's it.
Damn right, I'm taking that tax money.